Is it working now? Can you hear me? Not sure if you can actually. Is it working now? Can you hear me? Oh, it is. Okay, we're back then. You can hear me. Sorry about that. I was just saying there, obviously, our team line up then, there are those changes that we expected. So Samuel Okonga comes in to midfield. Of course, the injury to Thomas Partey. And we are thinking that Granit Xhaka is going to be left back, or of course, it could be Bukayo Saka. And then perhaps Emil Smith-Rowe will go further forward into that front three. But we'll have to wait and see how that actually works out. Not really 100% sure at this moment how that's going to be. We'll have to see once we line up. But Granit Xhaka did play left back, didn't he, in the second half against Crystal Palace? Did okay. He has played there before, of course, a left-footed player, so I suppose he's a natural choice. But you have to worry about Nuno's Arsenal career now, don't you, going forward? What is he going to have a career at Arsenal now? That's twice in a row. He started a game. He hasn't made it beyond half time. In fact, the Forest game, he went off before half time, didn't he, after about half an hour. And he didn't come back into the team again until Monday. And we saw what happened there. I don't know what people, I don't know what Arteta expects him to do when he's not played competitive football at this level. He's a young lad. He's new to the country. You've got to give him an opportunity to get himself into the rhythm again and up to speed with the Premier League. And I think he's been very, very harshly treated again today. And I do feel sorry for the lad. He is on the bench. But I can't see Arteta bringing him on. He clearly doesn't trust him when you're playing a midfield player in a left-back position. When you've got a left-back there is not good news for Nuno Tavares. And it's not looking good for his Arsenal career, which is a shame because we saw, didn't we, earlier in the season, he put in some decent performances, didn't he? Yes, he makes mistakes defensively, but certainly he offers something to the team. And I feel it's a real... He's been really harshly treated, and I don't like to see players treated like that because I don't think it's good for especially young players. They need confidence, don't they? They need to be given confidence, and I don't feel as though Mikel Arteta has handled this particularly well. And it isn't the first time, is it? Let's be honest, that he's treated some players very, very badly. So we'll see what happens. The teams are just coming out now, emerging from the tunnel at the Emirates Stadium. A little walk that I did myself, of course, a couple of weeks ago on the Emirates tour. It is a great feeling walking up that tunnel. It must be, a million times better when you've got 60,000 fans there as you walk out onto that pitch. Fantastic. Obviously, we wasn't out on the pitch, but I did sit in Mikel Arteta's heated seat on the bench, which was very nice and very comfortable indeed. I'm surprised he doesn't maybe use it a little bit more. He doesn't sit down much, does he? Anyway, the teams are coming out. Arsenal, of course, are going to be in their home strip, as you would expect. So that's red shirts with a white sides, white sleeves, white shorts, and red and white hooped socks. Brighton are in their home colours as well. So that's obviously blue and white striped shirts, blue shorts and blue socks for this game. The referee is David Coote, one of the newer referees in the Premier League. And that is what's happening here. So the Arsenal lineup, as we said, Aaron Ramsdale in goal, back four, Cedric Suarez, Ben White, Gabriel, and we do think Granit Xhaka is going to be left back. The three in midfield will be Lokonga, Ødegaard, and Emil Smith-Rowe. And then the front three is going to be Saka on the right, Martinelli on the left, and of course captain Alexander Lacazette through the centre, although he does drop very, very deep, as we know. So on the bench, Leno, Holding, Tavares, Akombo, El Neni, Swanson, Pepe, Hutchinson, and Nketiah. So that is how we line up for this big game today. For Brighton, then they've got in goal Robert Sanchez. They've got a back three, Joel Veltman, Lewis Dunk, and Mark Corella. They've then got five across midfield, packing the midfield, Enoch and Epo, Pascal Gross, Moses, Ciedo, Yves Basima, Alex McAllister, and then up front they've got Leandro Trossard, and of course our old friend Danny Welbeck. Never quite lived up to what we hoped for when he was at Arsenal due to injuries, but a good player. Always liked Danny Welbeck, a lot of time for him, and I'm glad he's managed to have a decent Premier League career as well since he's left. So they're your lineups for today. Brighton have got a couple of youngsters on the bench as well, alongside players like Solly March Adam Lallana and Neil Mopay, of course, our old friend. He is on the bench. Tarek Lamptey as well, of course, very good player. Struggling to get back at a regular place in the team following his return from injury. So this is going to be the big game this afternoon, a 3 o'clock kickoff, which is just coming up now. Arsenal at home here against Brighton. We need to bounce back, really, don't we? We've lost 2 of the last 3 games in the Premier League, just at a crucial time in the season where we really need to be picking up a lot more points. It looks like Arsenal going to be lining up, attacking the clock end in the first half. So that's the end away to our right as we look. I say the clock end, of course, the end where I did use my season ticket at Highbury, of course, not at the Emirates. But anyway, we are just about to get underway in this game today. It's a big game for both clubs, actually. Brighton are on a really poor run. They've only scored 1 goal in their last 6 games. So that is a very poor run, isn't it? But how often is it we play teams that are on a poor run or players that are on a poor run, and that poor run ends against us? So let's hope that isn't the case today. It's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a very, very difficult game for us. I do think we'll just shade it. I think we might well shade it by 1-0 or possibly 2-1, somewhere along those lines, I think is what we'll be looking at. Let's hope that that's the case, but I think it's going to be a difficult game. Terry's in the chat. Good afternoon, Richard. Great show last night. I hope Arsenal put in a good show today. Hi, all in the chat. Yeah, hi to yourself, Terry. Yeah, I hope they do put in a good performance today. Let's hope so. We are off and underway. Brighton it was to kick off. I say they're attacking the north bank to our left. That's a long ball forward, looking for their head of Danny Welbeck, who wins that header, actually. But Cedric Suarez tidies it up, plays the ball up to this right-hand side. Bukayo Saka is in his normal position, so he's going to be Granit Xhaka filling in at left-back today in place of course, Kieran Tierney, who's out for the season. Is Granit Xhaka going to have to play there all through the season? But Danny Welbeck now looking to get in behind the Arsenal defence, but Aaron Ramsdale's out quickly, clears that ball away into the Brighton half. Good goalkeeping there from Ramsdale. Alert goalkeeper to come out of his box there. A long ball over the top. Danny Welbeck was looking to get in on that. He would love a goal, I'm sure, today on his return to the Emirates with Brighton. He did get a few famous goals for Arsenal, didn't he? That one at Old Trafford in the FA Cup back in 2015, the winning goal. Brilliant night that was to be an Arsenal fan. Not often that we win at Old Trafford, but we did on that particular occasion. Danny Welbeck scored, and of course, that late winner here at the Emirates against Leicester the season when that game we thought we were going to maybe win the league. His return from injury, that last gasp header to give us that 2-1 victory. But unfortunately, as we know, the season didn't quite pan out as we hoped after that, and we did end up finishing second. Brighton have got a throw on this near side, which Cucurella is going to take the Spaniard for Brighton with the hair and the beard. Looks a very cool dude, doesn't he? He's a very good player as well. But that ball goes all the way back to goalkeeper Robert Sanchez. Got plenty of time to get it out of his feet and go long up this near side. Actually, that was a good ball, but it just ran away from Leandro Trossard. It's gone out for a throw to Arsenal on this near side, which Cedric Suarez is going to take. You have to give Cedric Suarez a lot of credit for the way he's come into the team in place of injured Tomiyasu. He's done really well, hasn't he? Series of really consistent, solid performances from Cedric Suarez. And like everyone else, he was off his form, wasn't he, the other night? But I say pretty much everybody was, so we can't look too badly on him for that. He has played well in the few games that this little run of games that he's had in the absence of Tomiyasu, who's hopefully will be back at some point very soon. Cucurella then plays it up the line again, looking for Trossard. Cucurella again, that's a good ball into midfield. Brighton knocking the ball around pretty well in these early stages. Although they've not been scoring goals lately, they have been playing pretty well. They've been a bit unfortunate. And of course, when you don't score goals, you don't tend to win games. And that's been their issue. They've certainly been playing well enough in a lot of the games that I've watched. I do like the way that they play generally. They're very well organised. Graham Potter, of course, is a very good manager. And Brighton have won the ball back pretty well there, actually, off Emil Smith-Rowe. It was Enoch Owempu there who won the ball, the wing back over on that far side, the right-hand side for the visitors. Brighton in the blue and white stripes today here at the Emirates Stadium. Is still Arsenal 0, Brighton 0, very, very early, of course, in this game to be sort of worrying too much about how the scoreline might go yet. There's no real pattern yet. Brighton have started pretty well, you have to say, pretty confidently, They've certainly started this game on the front foot, Brighton. Maybe looking to cash in on the fact that they'll understand that Arsenal have been feeling, obviously, will be feeling a little bit lacking in confidence following the game the other night, which obviously didn't go as well as we hoped it was going to. So this is what we're facing with today, isn't it? We've got to overcome that issue as well. And I say against the Brighton side that they're a decent footballing side. They play good football, and we are going to have to be at our best. I think it's going to be a sort of game today where we're going to have to really settle into it, aren't we? We're not necessarily going to find a way through early on in this game. I think we're going to have to bide our time. We're going to have to wait for our opportunities, and hopefully they will come and we can win the game. We've played just over 4 minutes at the Emirates Stadium. I'll say it's still 0-0. Brighton are in possession again, but Martin Odegaard's battling away there in midfield, trying to win the ball back for Arsenal. But Brighton have coming forward again now with Cucurella down his near side. That was a good ball, looking for the run of Trossard, but it's just ran away from him again. The Belgium international, of course. Rajendra is in the chats today. How you doing, Rajendra? Good to see you, mate. I hope you're well. And Gamer Bosco as well is in the chat as well. How you doing, guys? Hope you're well. Let's hope Arsenal can put that performance of Monday night behind us. It's not a shooting now. Alexander Lacazette, a little bit of space, pings it over to that far side, looking for Martinelli. It wasn't the greatest ball. It was slightly behind the Brazilian, but he's got it now, running at his Brighton defence down that far side. This is a great run from Martinelli. The cross comes in. Good defending, actually, in the end. I think it was Veltman with the block. And it has gone behind for an Arsenal corner, the first corner of the game for Arsenal. That was better play. That was Saka. Found Lacazette, a little bit of space. Martinelli was over on that far side. Wasn't the best ball to him, actually. It did mean he had to check his run, but he then put the afterburners on, got to that byline. But it was a good tackle, actually, by Veltman. But it is a corner to Arsenal over on the far side. First real opportunity for Arsenal to get at this Brighton defence. What's the delivery going to be like? Granit Xhaka's come forward at that near post. The Arsenal players, it's Gabriel making a run. Called into the near post. Goalkeeper Sanchez just about gets enough on it. And then the clearance is away from Brighton. But it finds Sambila Congo, his first start in the Premier League for quite a long time. Now, ball played over the top there, looking for the run at the far post of Gabriel, who's still up from that corner. Lewis Dunk heads it away. And now McAllister plays it on again for Brighton. In fact, he's been fouled. Yeah, I think that might well have been by Gabriel. We've played 6 minutes. It is still Brighton 0, Arsenal 0. But that was a first real good moment there from Arsenal with Gabriel Martinelli with that run there. The corner into the box. It was well played by goalkeeper Sanchez under pressure from Martinelli from that corner. Brighton did manage to scramble that ball away. But that's the first real opportunity for Arsenal in this game. We haven't really quite got going yet. And Brighton coming forward again down the far side. That was good play, actually, there by Wempu again over on that far side, done well. He's now gone down injured, actually. Mwepu. Is it Mwepu? I think it's Mwepu, isn't it? Enoch Mwepu. It's a good runner, actually. And Gabriel it was who fouled him almost on the halfway line, just over on that far side, Arsenal's left. He tried to cut inside past Xhaka and Gabriel. It was a foul, despite Gabriel protesting his innocence. His new haircut, actually, Gabriel. Of course, he's a new father as well, isn't he? He did have a shocking performance the other night, as indeed did several other players as well. It wasn't just him. But anyway, Mwepu is back. Mwepu, is back on his feet again. And Brighton will have this free kick. I say it's almost on halfway over on that far side. Played up the line, actually. This is a dangerous moment for Brighton. Mwepu, Danny Welbeck actually on that far side, plays the ball back. Brighton are looking for a breakthrough in this game. Cross tries to come in. Good defensive play that was from Martinelli. We thought Brighton were going to set up very defensive to play on the counter-attack. Actually, it's Arsenal playing on the counter-attack in this game so far. But we have got a throw on that far side in the sunshine at the Emirates. Granit Xhaka is going to take that very, very similar position to where my seat was again for the Arsenal women game against Wolfsburg recently. This ball over to this near side for Cedric Suarez has gone out for a throw to Brighton on this near side in the Arsenal final third. Danny Welbeck's making a little movement across the pitch to try to make himself available, but Arsenal defend that pretty well. But it's another throw to Brighton, which Cucurella is going to take. Mark Cucurella, the Spaniard, who was playing as a wing back, but he looks as though he's one of the 3 centre backs today. But he is very advanced at this moment, taking his throw in line with the Arsenal penalty. That's a decent ball as well towards the edge of the penalty. A good play from Emile Smith-Rowe for Arsenal. Now, can we launch his counter attack? Martin Odegaard in the centre of the pitch plays it out to that far side, that left hand side to Granit Xhaka, goes back to Gabriel, and the momentum's come out of that counter attack. That's a good ball forward from Gabriel. In fact, it isn't a good ball forward from Gabriel. It's gone all the way through to goalkeeper Robert Sanchez, another Spaniard in the Brighton team. We've played coming up for 10 minutes here at the Emirates, 9.5 minutes. It is Arsenal 0, Brighton 0. Thought this game would be very tight and very cagey, and in fact, that's what it has been so far. Brighton have been probably a slightly better team in these opening 10 minutes or so. But Arsenal now in possession. Sambi Lokonga plays it back to Gabriel and then plays it across to Ben White. Rajendra says there was no one in the box when Gabriel had that run, the pull back in the 5th minute. No, there wasn't. There wasn't anyone in the box. The problem with Martinelli, he gets forward so quickly that it's difficult for the other players to keep up, especially Lacazette. But Brighton now have a little bit of space in midfield. Actually, this is a good attack, good defending that was, though, from Ben White. And then Emile Smith-Rowe wins himself a free kick. Great defensive play that was there from Ben White, actually. Just as it looked as though Brighton were going to be in with an opportunity for a strike at goal. I think it was McAllister, but a great tackle from Ben White that was there. In fact, it was Ciedo, actually, Moses Ciedo, the young Ecuadorian, who was tackled right on the edge of the box there from Ben White. Good defending from the former Brighton player, of course, who we bought him from them, didn't we, last summer. So, of course, he'll know quite a few of these players, won't he, as well. Knows the manager, Graham Potter, very well. The ball's currently with the feet of Aaron Ramsdale. That's back to Ben White again. So Ben White, of course, former Brighton player. Danny Welbeck, a former Arsenal player. A couple of friends reunited on the pitch today in this game. But not much, hopefully there won't be much friendship going on until after the game, certainly, because it's such a big game for Arsenal to win. Gabriel now plays it into midfield to Martinelli, twisting and turning, but he runs into trouble, actually, and Brighton come away with the ball again. And Cucurella with that long ball forward, but Gabriel's underneath that, heads it forward, but not very far, and it is actually a free kick. It's a foul there on Gabriel Martinelli, who's gone down over on that far side. I'm sure he'll be fine. Granit Xhaka helps him to his feet. We've played 11.5 minutes at the Emirates. Arsenal 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. This massive game for Arsenal in particular, but also for Brighton as they want to get themselves away from that relegation zone which they've dropped into in recent weeks. The goals have really dried up for them. But Arsenal taking this free kick now, and Gabriel plays it back to Aaron Ramsdale. Neither goalkeeper's really been tested yet. That was a poor clearance, actually, from Ramsdale. Straight out over on that far side for a throw to Brighton, who are now coming forward again down that far side with Pascal Gross. But Arsenal do win the ball back. Gabriel plays it forward, but again, not a very good ball. Brighton have picked it up again. Cucurella now over on that far side. Pascal Gross there almost loses his bearings there, but he did get the ball and he has played it back to Joel Veltman. Brighton have started this game pretty well. Two teams coming off the back of poor results, actually. Obviously, Arsenal on Monday. But Brighton coming forward now down this near side with Cucurella, the Spaniard. This is a good ball to Trossard on this near side. Leandro Trossard, the Belgium, held up by his fellow countryman, Sambi Lokonga. The ball goes back, though, to Lewis Dunk. Brighton keeping possession well. Shot from distance from Yves Bissouma, but it goes high over the crossbar and into the North Bank. Of course, Yves Bissouma, a player that many of us Arsenal fans were quite keen on signing last summer. He's not had as good a season this year, has he? And that wasn't a very good shot. That was a very Thomas Partey-like shot, actually, wasn't it? There from the Brighton midfielder, Yves Bissouma, the Malawian. Gunnar for Life in the chat there. Good afternoon, Richard. This is a must-win game with a positive performance needed to erase the memories of the Palace result. Great to see Everton do us a favour against United, and actually Everton doing themselves a favour to getting away from the relegation zone as well. That might be an important 3 points for them, has to be said. Flame Wall says there, can you show the game or not? Well, I could potentially show the game, but unfortunately, if I do that, the channel will probably get shut down. So. Unfortunately not, but stay with us. I'll talk you through everything that's going on, and if I can maybe get 1 or 2 replays on, I will try and do that. But the Premier League do not like that kind of stuff going on, unfortunately. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward down this near side. Cedric Suarez plays it in to Martin Odegaard. He was put under pressure actually from Danny Welbeck, but he did well. And now Gabriel's got a little bit of space to bring the ball forward for Arsenal. Plays it out to that far side. Just kept in by Martinelli, actually. Not a great ball from Gabriel. Our passing hasn't been great in these opening 15 minutes at the Emirates here. Cedric Suarez now facing his own goal and goes all the way back to Aaron Ramsdale. We can't really create any opportunities yet. Going for Life says, put a sneaky mirror behind you. Well, I did actually have the other screen, and I shared it on one of the games recently, and the video got shut down. So it's not perhaps worth my while trying it. As much as I'd love to be able to show you guys the game, unfortunately it's not worth the aggravation that I get from the Premier League copyright people who are straight on it all the time, unfortunately. But anyway, I'll say stay with us, because we'll keep you on the right track. We'll keep you updated with everything that's going on, and there's usually some great comments as well that we get throughout the show. Robert's in the chat. Hey, Robert, thanks for tuning in, mate. Rajendra says Brighton winning second ball. No, you're right, they are winning every second ball at the moment. They've been the better team in this opening 15 minutes, but that's not unusual, is it? When Arsenal have lost the game, we do tend to start the next game quite slowly. It takes that time to grow into the game, but let's hope that's what we're going to do, because this is we do need to win this game. As we've said, we certainly can't afford another defeat at this point in the season. That's a long ball forward. They're looking for Bukayo Saka, but that was handball by Saka as he tries to control that ball that was in the air. And Graham Potter, with his newly trimmed beard, was looking a little bit wild last week, but he's trimmed it, looking a bit smarter today. The Brighton manager making a couple of notes there on this near side in front of the dugout there. He's noted something there that he's not happy with, that he wants to maybe change or look at. He's put his notepad back into his pocket, and he's now trying to encourage his team. They've not scored many goals at all, have they, in recent games? In fact, I thought they'd changed their name to Brighton Nil, because that seemed to be all that they were getting. But anyway, Arsenal coming forward now. I'll try to down this near side with Bukayo Saka. He's forced back again. Brighton working really, really hard off the ball. That's a long ball up the line, which is just going to run through to goalkeeper Robert Sanchez. Our Robert Marlin in the chat there says El Neni should be on the pitch. I'd like to see the younger players get a run. Samuel Lokonga, he's not played much, has he, recently at all? He played okay when he came on against Palace, one of the brighter sparks in that game, it has to be said. So I think he deserves his opportunity to start this game today. I'm pleased that he's on the pitch. So I'm not worried about that. I have to say, I don't mind that at all. And El Neni doesn't really offer a lot, does he, going forward? He's a solid player, isn't he? But anyway, and Robert says, I totally agree with his comment. We're not gelling at all. No, we're not. We're not gelling at all. It's been very poor, actually. We've been so far. Just that one bright moment over on that far side with Gabriel Martinelli, but as Rajendra pointed out, when he got to the byline, there was no one in the box to pick out. He did win a corner, but that was probably the best that we could have hoped for from that particular attack. And we aren't gelling at all. We haven't really managed to string 2 or 3 good passes together yet in this game, and we've played nearly 18 minutes, so it's been a poor start. Anyway, Samuel Lokonga now in possession inside the centre circle, finds Bukayo Saka, but we're forced backwards again by this very, very hard-working, well-organised Brighton side. We knew they would do this. We knew they're going to be difficult to break down, but if we are going to break them down, we are going to have to play a lot better than this, move the ball a lot quicker when we get it forward, and just make some better movement off the ball, because at the moment it looks very static. Cedric Suarez now on this near side. Again, we're forced back Ben White, and then goes back to goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale He did one really poor clearance, actually, didn't he, a little while ago? Went straight out for a throw to Brighton. This one, he just goes short to Gabriel on that far side. Again, we sort of falls back a little bit. Sambi Lokonga inside the centre circle, plays it forward to Granit Xhaka, and again it goes back to Gabriel. Arsenal keeping possession, but it's very, very safe possession at the moment inside our own half. And now it's gone back with Aaron Ramsdale. He does go long this time through the centre, but that's not a great ball. Easily dealt with by the commanding figure of Lewis Dunk, the Brighton captain. And we've given the ball away in a dangerous position over on that far side. Brighton coming forward with a bit of purpose here. Is the flag going to go up for offside there? No, it isn't. We play on. Brighton are still in possession. It was McAllister there. Plays the ball back to Iwepu. The ball played in towards Danny Welbeck, but easily headed away by Ben White. Now Martin Odegaard on the ball. That's better. Finds Cedric Suarez on this near side. He's got Bukayo Saka ahead of him. He's closed down very quickly again by McAllister. That was good work from Brighton off the ball. In fact, it was Trossard. Now Gabriel, though, coming forward for Arsenal on that far side. Tries to find Martinelli. The ball was a little bit telegraphed, and Martinelli, in fact, has given away a free kick. I think it was Veltman there, anticipated that pass, and he's been caught there on the back of the Achilles there by Gabriel Martinelli. It will be a free kick to Brighton over on that far side. It wasn't a great ball from Gabriel. It was rather telegraphed. Veltman read it well, got there first. In fact, it looked like Martinelli stamps on his foot, not on purpose. He was just trying to get the ball, but it was a foul. It is a free kick to Brighton, but Veltman is back up on his feet again, and it looks like he will actually take this free kick. So he clearly wasn't as badly injured as he made out he was there. So it is now a free kick to Brighton over on that far side in their own defensive third. We've played 20 and a half minutes. That's a long ball played forward by Robert Sanchez, headed away by Ben White. But again, Brighton have picked up the second ball, which is what Rajendra said was happening, and he's right. Brighton have picked it up again on this near side with Leandro Trossard. He's got the ball now, Trossard, the Belgium. That's a nice dummy into Danny Welbeck on the edge of the penalty area. This is good from Brighton. Cucurella plays it back to Casiado. He plays it back to Cucurella again on the edge of the box. Crossing towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Headed out, but not very well. The shot comes in there. I think that was the Wempu there with the effort on the edge of the box. And it was blocked. He didn't maybe get hold of it as well as he would like. In fact, it wasn't. It was Chiesa there for Brighton. The Ecuadorian there with a shot on the edge of the box. In fact, he didn't quite get hold of it at all, did he? That was a wild swing at the ball there from the Ecuadorian. And Arsenal there do have a throw on this near side. But again, it was Brighton winning the second ball, putting us under pressure that created that little problem there for Arsenal. But Cedric Suarez now goes with that free throw, up the line, flicked on by Bukayo Saka. Alex Lacazette is now battling for the ball, but Lewis Dunk's there to tidy up for Brighton. Goes back to goalkeeper Robert Sanchez, the Spaniard for Brighton. Very good goalkeeper he is. And I say, although Brighton don't score goals, or they haven't certainly been scoring any goals recently, their defensive record is still pretty solid. They're a very difficult team to break down, and we certainly haven't looked as though we're going to break them down in these opening 22 and 2 minutes or so. So we're nearly halfway through this first half. It's been a very, very slow start from Arsenal. We're lacking a spark so far in this game, and Brighton have played well. But Smith Rowe now has picked the ball up, finds Martin Odegaard, hasn't really been on the ball as much as we'd hoped for yet. Now Granit Xhaka over on that far side playing left back. Today I personally think we're missing him in midfield. But anyway, he's got the ball again over on that far side. The Swiss, he's been playing well in midfield in recent weeks. Sambi Lokonga with that long ball over the top, looking for Bukayo Saka, but Bukayo Saka isn't going to get there. And as Robert says there, has Saka got the ball yet? Well, he hasn't got the ball very much. Maybe once or twice he's touched it, which isn't enough, is it? If we want to create some opportunities, we need to get Saka and Martinelli on the ball more in this game. And so far, that's not been happening. And that's why it is still Arsenal 0, Brighton 0 here at the Emirates Stadium in the sunshine. It is a cold day, but at least the sun's shining. A little bit windy, but good conditions for football. But it's not been a great start this from Arsenal at all. Very, very flat. We started very flat on Monday, didn't we, against Crystal Palace, and we got punished. we haven't been punished so far in terms of conceding goals, but we've had one or two shaky moments. Brighton have looked quite dangerous. Anyway, this is better from Arsenal now. Ball over on that far side. Granit Xhaka finds Martinelli. Again, he's going to try and run at his Brighton defence just on the edge of the penalty. Pulls the ball back to Bukayo Saka. Smith Rowe gets in his way. Saka with a shot is blocked. And Saka and Smith Rowe kind of got in each other's way there. But it is going to be a corner to Arsenal over on that far side. I think Saka thought Smith Rowe was going to hit it. Smith Rowe saw Saka coming behind him and let it go. And in the end, the opportunity, again, it was good play from Martinelli. Smith Rowe tried to dummy it at the last minute, which didn't really help, actually. And Brighton did scramble the ball away. It is out for a corner going over on that far side. The two Hale End graduates there maybe getting in each other's way. Both made that same run to the ball. And that chance ended up coming to nothing. But we have got a corner. We did look quite dangerous from the last corner. Cedric's going to take this over on that far side for Arsenal. He's going to whip it with his right foot over on that left-hand side, right in front of those Brighton fans behind the goal. Whipped in towards the near post, but it's headed out by a Brighton defender. I think it was Yves Bissouma with that header. Martin Odegaard, they picked the ball up for Arsenal. And now Sambi Lokonga, who's going to ping it over to this near side, looking for the run there of Gabriel, who's still up from that corner. He's gone down. I think that may well be a free kick to Arsenal. In fact, it is a free kick to Arsenal. It was Cucurella there with the foul. Arsenal have taken it quickly. Lacazette down his near side. In fact, he's taken it too quickly. The referee wasn't ready. We are going to have to come back and take it again. Referees David Coote. So one of the newer Premier League referees. But anyway, it is a free kick to Arsenal in a pretty dangerous position, actually. It was a good long ball there from Sambi Lokonga looking for Gabriel. It was Cucurella who fouled him. And now Arsenal have got a free kick on the edge of this penalty area. We've got a comment there from Richard Greenwood in the chat. He says, good luck, Arsenal, indeed. Let's see if we can get the win. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Please don't forget to subscribe as well. We are closing in on 1,000 subscribers. It would be great to get there before the end of the season. But this is a free kick on this near side for Arsenal, about 15 yards outside the penalty area, in line with the corner of the penalty area, actually. Touched by Cedric to Saka. Saka towards the far post. Head comes in. Oh, it's at the outside of the post. Gabriel. As near as we've come to a goal in this game. 25 minutes, nearly 26 minutes played. Good cross that was from Bukayo Saka. The free kick played short to him there from Cedric Suarez. Saka then whipped the ball in with his left foot towards that far post. Gabriel got there. Maybe he should have put that on target, actually. It's a great ball. Great run from Gabriel. He got there. Actually, he was quite unlucky. He was trying to get it across the goal maybe, but it's hit the outside of that near post and gone behind for a goal kick. Well, that's the closest we've come so far to a goal in this game. 26 and a half minutes played at the Emirates. Arsenal 0, Brighton 0. But at least then we looked threatening. Set pieces have been our most dangerous part of our game, actually, so far in this game. We haven't created anything from open play at all. And neither have Brighton, to be honest. Aaron Ramsey hasn't had a save to make. It's been a very bitty performance, a bitty game so far. Not really any pattern to it. Brighton have played well, but Arsenal now, are we going to start getting into this game following that opportunity there for Gabriel? Good play that was from Trossard, and then it's a foul by Cedric Suarez. It is going to be a free kick to Brighton. A nice turn there from Trossard. It was a good tackle initially from Cucurella, and then lovely play, a lovely little back heel there. And Regenda says they're correct. We were nearest to score in this game. Yeah, we were. That is the nearest we've come so far to a goal. And I do think the first goal is going to be massive in this game. If Arsenal can get in front, I think maybe we'll start to settle down, grow into the game. And this is against a team, of course, that don't score many goals. But if Brighton will manage to find that opening goal and get themselves in front, it is going to be so difficult for us to break them down and find a way back in this game. It is Brighton in possession at the moment. Lewis Dunklin plays the ball out this near side, but a header from Cedric Suarez. It wasn't a great header. Only falls at 2. Trossard battling away there with Bukayo Saka. Does well defensively, Saka, but Trossard does keep the ball. Plays it to a Wempu there. Now it's over on that far side to Lewis Dunklin. Has to step in actually there. A bit of a loose ball, but that's a great ball over the top. He's onside over on the far side. Brighton now have got an opportunity. Ball play back towards the end of the penalty. Trossard, and he scored. Trossard has scored for Brighton. 28 minutes gone. Counter-attack there. We lost the ball. Brighton came forward down that far side. I think it may well have been Danny Welbeck with the cross. It was a lovely ball, actually, towards the penalty spot. Trossard came in and finished well. It was Lewis Dunk actually with that ball. It was actually it was a ball played back to him. Lacazette put him under pressure. He was onside over on that far side. Definitely onside. Well, actually, it might have been Mwepu actually with the cross. Good run and a good ball back to Trossard, and he finished from about 14 yards in the top corner. That's a good goal from Brighton. Actually, it is a very good goal, but it's not the start we needed. Just how important that first goal was going to be, and it is Brighton who found goals difficult to come by. That's a really good goal, a really good finish. It was a good play from Mwepu down that far side, pulled the ball back, and Trossard there has drilled it in to the roof of the net. That's Brighton's first shot on target, and it's their first goal. In fact, it's only the second goal they've scored in the last 8 games. And it was a good finish from Leandro Trossard after 28 minutes of this game. And you have to say Brighton have been the better side. Robert says they're bollocks, they scored. Indeed, they have. Regenda says their number 3 looks to play a bit too physical. Yeah, that's Cucurella with the hair and the beard. The Spaniard, he does like to get stuck in. And Arsenal have now won a free kick. Actually, it was a foul by Yves Bissouma on Alex Lacazette. And this is a test for Arsenal, isn't it? Following that terrible performance on Monday, we've now found ourselves a goal behind again in this game. And this is where our character needs to come through. You know, we're missing some players. We've got a couple of players who are out of position a little bit maybe. And this is where we've got to dig in and show character in this game. But we do have a free kick now, midway inside the Brighton half, very central. It's going to be Sambi Lokonga to take it for Arsenal. In fact, the referee holds it up. I'm not quite sure why, but anyway, Sambi Lokonga is now going to take this free kick for Arsenal. Can we get an instant response? We certainly could do with one. He plays it square to Granit Xhaka. We should just maybe put it in the box. Now it's out to that far side. Martinelli's had our brightest moments in this game so far. Martinelli again on the ball, whips across in towards the penalty spot. Brighton don't really clear it away. Gabriel was still up there following that free kick, but Brighton do manage to get it away. And now Sambi Lokonga has played it back to Aaron Ramsdale. Robert says there, Lacazette is so weak today. Pepe needs to be on now, not later. I don't really see what Pepe's going to offer us in a centre forward position, because he's even weaker than Lacazette, isn't he? So I'm not really sure that's a good option. We don't really have any options, do we? Let's be honest. Eddie Nketiah is probably the best option. Rajendra says they're targeting Xhaka at left back to get the ball across. Well, that's what happens when you don't play a natural left back at left back. We've got a natural left back on the bench, and that's down to the manager, plain and simply. Although he's not, I don't even think he's a manager. He's a coach. That's it. That's what he is. It's down to him. He made that decision. You know, Xhaka can play left back, but obviously he's not a natural left back, and he's going to be caught out of position sometimes. And they have targeted him a little bit. They've been targeting Cedric Suarez as well. I think they've seen the weaknesses are maybe our two fullback positions, and you know, fair play to them. They've set out to exploit that. Robert says there, he scored when I said that last time. I said I told you so. No, you're right. He did score that game. I think it was the Wolves game, wasn't it, when he came on and scored. And maybe he will today. You know, we were losing that game 1-0, and he came on and made a big impact. So these are the type of games when he can make an impact when we're losing, because he does offer something a little bit different. But certainly I wouldn't be thinking about bringing him on at this stage in the game. Again, at Brighton, about muscled us in midfield. It was a Mwepu there who did set up that goal, but Brighton have given the ball away, actually. Arsenal still got a player down. I think it might be Saka, actually, following an earlier challenge. And actually Smith Rowe's down as well. So this isn't looking good, is it? Saka is now luckily back on his feet again, still hobbling a little bit. He does get some rough treatment, doesn't he, Bukayo Saka, from every opponent he faces. He gets kicked from pillar to post, doesn't he, pretty much every week. So I suppose he must be used to that sort of treatment by now, I guess. But anyway, we have got a free kick over on that far side, which Granit Xhaka is going to take with his left foot. Plays it square to Cedric Suarez. Again, we resist the opportunity to get the ball into the box. What we do now, Suarez is headed out actually well by Brighton there. Casado, I think it was, with that header. And now Arsenal going forward. Granit Xhaka tries a shot from distance. It's just into a crowd of Brighton defenders on the edge of the penalty. It comes out to Sambi Lokonga. Finds Granit Xhaka again. It's a bit better from Arsenal now, keeping a little bit more possession. Sambi Lokonga now looking to come forward for Arsenal. Plays it square to Martin Odegaard, very central. Plays it to this near side. Bukayo Saka, he's got Cedric Suarez outside him. Saka cuts in instead, links it into the penalty towards Alexander Lacazette, but it was good defending there from Brighton, it has to be said. And now it's a free kick to the Seagulls, which Lacazette wasn't too happy about. A little bit of frustration there from Arsenal. It was good defending that from Brighton when that cross came in. Really good defending, it has to be said. And again, another Arsenal move comes to nothing. They're just showing the goal again. Really poor defending there. Nobody picked up Trossard. He had all the time in the world to pick his spot. And Brighton coming forward again down his near side. Danny Welbeck does well. Brighton again looking pretty dangerous. Mbeumo there plays the ball back to Lewis Dunk. And there it's McAllister over on that far side. Alexis McAllister again over on that far side. Can he get across it? No, he pulls it back to the edge of the box. This is good again from Brighton, you have to say. And Mbeumo then, ball comes again into the box. It was deflected though, and now Bukayo Saka should be able to bring it out for Arsenal, but he was fouled there by Yves Bissouma. And it's going to be a yellow card for the Malawi. And of course, the player that Arsenal were wanting to sign, apparently. And I'd still probably take him, I've got to be honest. But he's received a yellow card there for a foul on Bukayo Saka, another foul on Bukayo Saka. That wasn't a great challenge, actually. He sort of hit the back of his leg as he tried to tackle the ball. And that's going to be a sore one for Saka. I say he does get some rough treatment, but it is a yellow card for Bissouma, the first yellow card of the game. And it does go to Yves Bissouma for Brighton for that foul there on Saka. He's back up on his feet again. He's still not maybe moving 100% freely yet, but at least he is back up on his feet again. He didn't even need any treatment from the physio. And Arsenal now back in possession of the ball with Ben White. We've played 35 minutes in this game. It is Arsenal 0, Brighton 1. That goal from Leandro Trossard, 28 minutes it was. The goal, some poor defending from Arsenal, has to be said. Saka now looking to get forward, and Cucurella takes him out there, does he? That's going to be another free kick to Arsenal, another foul on Bukayo Saka. The referee just has a word there with the Spaniard, Cucurella, probably saying to him, any more of that and you'll be off, or certainly going into the book, probably not off at that stage. But that was again another physical challenge there from the Spanish fullback, and another foul on Bukayo Saka. That seems to be the pattern, doesn't it, so far in this game? Bukayo Saka gets the ball and he gets fouled. Anyway, Arsenal now in possession with Cedric Suarez. Goes back to Ben White. In the last 9 minutes of this first half, it's been a disappointing first half for Arsenal. Another game that we trail in at the Emirates. We've got a decent home record though, so we've still got plenty of time to try and turn this around. We haven't created an awful lot yet. Now we've got a chance. Lacazette down this near side tries to pull the ball back. There's no Arsenal player there. Easily cleared away by Brighton. In fact, it isn't, because it strikes Bukayo Saka. And now Arsenal have won a throw. They know it went off to Cedric Suarez. It's going to be a throw to Brighton over on this near side in their own defensive third. Lacazette looking very frustrated there. Brighton now again in possession. Saka wins the ball back. Smith Rowe finds Martinelli. Now it's out to Sambi Lokonga. Can Arsenal get the ball into the box to try and find an equaliser? Granit Xhaka tried to play a low cross in. A mistake from Brighton. Smith Rowe inside the penalty area. Oh, great defending from Lewis Dunk there. I think Smith Rowe was trying to play that ball across the 6-yard box. And it was a good defensive block there from Lewis Dunk. Put it out for a corner to Arsenal. The one thing we are doing is when we are winning the ball back high up the pitch, we are then trying to come forward quickly. It was a mistake actually on the edge of the box. And Smith Rowe, in fact, I think that was a shot at goal from Smith Rowe. Joint top scorer, of course, with Saka. Great block from Lewis Dunk, actually. What great defending that was there from the... But it is another corner to Arsenal. A third corner. Brighton have yet to have one. As again, it's over on that far side. Cross comes in from Cedric Suarez. Brighton don't really clear it away. There's plenty of Brighton bodies in the box there. They do get it away there, but not very far. Only as far as Gabriel Martinelli on that far side. He finds Martin Odegaard now into Bukayo Saka. Tried to thread it through to Lacazette, but Cucurella's there for Brighton, and he's just been wiped out there by Martin Odegaard, who will probably get a yellow card, I would imagine, for that challenge on the Spaniard. In fact, it is going to be a yellow card for Martin Odegaard, and you can't really have too many complaints about that. He did absolutely take out Cucurella there, and it's the second yellow card of the game following Yves Bissouma. He didn't get anywhere near the ball there, Martin Odegaard, and you have to say Cucurella probably deserves a good challenge on him, having done 2 or 3 himself already. But it is now a yellow card for the Norwegian. There was a moment there. There's probably a handball against Lacazette actually. Anyway, in the penalty area, they just showed a replay of that. But anyway, Brighton coming forward again down this near side. But Arsenal do deal with that, and now Lacazette's got a little bit of space, as he know he hasn't, because Lewis dunked straight in there, winning the ball back for Brighton. Now Cucurella on this near side. That's nice play by McAllister. The Argentinian plays it back to Cucurella. And now Lewis Dunk plays it over to that far side to Veltman. Into midfield to Yves Bissouma. Brighton knocking the ball around pretty well at the moment. We're into the last 6 minutes of the first half. Robert says there that referee is useless. He was told to give a yellow card and then did. No, I think he was always going to book Ødegaard for that. Oh, a slip there from Gabriel, almost letting Danny Welbeck actually, but the ball ran through to Aaron Ramsdale. That's Sambi Lokonga now driving forward for Arsenal. He's had a good first half, actually, Sambi Lokonga. Was he fouled there? Indeed, he was. The referee's going to get a yellow card out again. This time it is for, is it McAllister there for Brighton? In fact, it's Gross lunging in there on Sambi Lokonga. Pascal Gross there. The German has picked up a yellow card, the 3rd yellow card of this game in fairly quick succession, it has to be said. Anyway, Arsenal now in possession over on that far side with Martinelli. He's been our brightest spark in these opening 40 minutes here at the Emirates. But still we await a goal for Arsenal. It's 1-0 to Brighton, as we said. It was Leandro Trossard. Now Brighton coming forward again. This is Mbwepu over on that far side. It was him that set up the goal. He's tried to chip Aaron Ramsdale there. I don't quite know what he was thinking. It's gone harmlessly over the crossbar into the North Bank. Very optimistic effort that was there, you have to say, from the Zambian over on that far side. He did well, actually. It was a good run. A couple of players. He didn't have a lot of options, to be fair. But Danny Welbeck had made a run into the penalty area, was maybe wanting the ball played in there. Instead, he tried a shot. There's actually a little bit of treatment going on now for Emile Smith-Rowe. He was down a little bit earlier. The last thing we need to do is to lose Smith-Rowe now with all the other injuries that we've got at the moment. But this looks to be an issue there. He's getting some treatment on the pitch, not looking very comfortable at all. And I've got a feeling that he may well not be lasting. He may not appear for the second half, Emile Smith-Rowe. Looks a bit of a concern, this does. He did go down about 5 minutes ago. Nuno Tavares and Mohamed El Neni are starting to warm up. Wouldn't it be ironic in a way if Nuno Tavares comes on at half-time, having been taken off at half-time on Monday? But Eddie Nketiah is warming up as well. We don't have an awful lot of options. That's the sad part of it, really. We really, really don't have a lot of options at all. Smith-Rowe is back on his feet again, but he's not moving at all freely. He's back on now, but he's certainly not looking 100% fit. I'm sure they won't do anything until half-time. But anyway, let's see what happens. We've got now, 3.5 minutes from the break. It is Arsenal 0, Brighton 1. That goal from Leandro Trossard after 28 minutes. But Arsenal coming forward now. Gabriel, who did hit the outside of the post before the goal. That's a long ball there that just goes straight out of play over on that far side. And Martinelli's gone down as well, under pressure from Veltman. I'm not sure if he's that badly injured, but anyway, I don't quite know what happened there. It was just an arm across his face. Wasn't really a foul, I don't think. But anyway, Martinelli has gone down. It's going to be a throw to Brighton over on that far side. Martinelli not looking particularly impressed with Joel Veltman there over on that far side. But anyway, it's going to be a throw to Brighton, over on the far side. We've now into the last 2.5 minutes of the first half. A disappointing first half from Arsenal, it has to be said. We have not really got going in an attacking sense. And we did concede that goal to Leandro Trossard. The ball is now back with Lewis Dunk, the Brighton captain, putting under a little bit of pressure there from Lacazette. The ball's gone long through the middle, but Ben White's there. That's a loose ball actually to Trossard now, just on the edge of the Brighton penalty area, in to Danny Welbeck. He tries to turn away from Ben White. Arsenal can't really get the ball away. Comes to the edge of the box. A shot comes in. Oh, it's just wide. A let off there for Arsenal. It was Mbwepu there again, who's caused us a few problems. And this shot there from the edge of the penalty area, almost a second goal for Brighton. We struggled to get that ball away, actually. Danny Welbeck battling away inside the penalty area. It fell to the edge of the box to Mbeppo, and Aaron Ramsdale was actually wrong-footed there. And luckily, the ball rolled just the wrong side of that far post, because a second goal for Brighton would be a really, really difficult situation for Arsenal. But we are still only 1-0 now. That ball's played over the top from Cedric, looking for Lacazette. Cucurella's across again, shows a lot of pace at the Spaniard, and then goes long with a clearance. That's good play actually from Brighton, but they've won the ball back again with Trossard now on this near side, the goal scorer for Brighton. Ball played up this near side as well. Brighton keeping possession. Caicedo there again. He finds Trossard. This is good from Brighton, looking to get another goal before half-time. McAllister plays it square to Basuma, now to Cucurella, out to Trossard again. Try to flick it back into the path of the overlapping fullback there, but it's gone out for a throw to Brighton. Good defending from Cedric Suarez. Trossard there with the throw. Plays it back to Basuma. Brighton are finishing this half on top, as they have been actually for a big chunk of this game. Mwepu now over on this near side. Cucurella whips across in towards the far post. Over hit actually. I think it was Veltman coming in over on that far side. Couldn't get on the end of that. And it's gone out. In fact, it was Pascal Gross. And Arsenal get away with that, actually, has to be said. It wasn't great. Robert says there, Cedric again giving too much space there. They are walking past him. Yeah, they've definitely targeted him. Gamer Brosco says we should have about 10 free kicks. Yeah, we could have done. But let's see. Anyway, Martinelli now again down that far side. He's been our brightest spark in this game, trying to again get past that Brighton defence. He's got to the byline. Can he get a cross in? We're into the 2 minutes of stoppage time. Granit Xhaka's cross to the far post. Lacazette, there is he? No, he isn't. Good defensive header from Cucurella, who's probably been Brighton's best player in this first half, actually. Both defensively, and he's looked dangerous going forward as well. He really defended that well with Lacazette. Looked like he was going to get a header in on goal, but great defensive header. But also do have a corner. This time it's on the near side. We played 30 seconds of the 2 minutes of stoppage time. This is going to be Bukayo Saka with this corner from the near side, whipping with his left foot. Can we get this equalised now? Be a great time to score, wouldn't it? In towards the near post. Again, Brighton do it there. Gabriel at the far post, and back across. It's in. It's knocked in there. It's Gabriel Martinelli with the header, virtually on the goal line. Finally, we get a goal. We've looked dangerous from set pieces, it has to be said. And this one ends up paying off. Gabriel Martinelli goes over to celebrate with one of the coaching staff on the bench. It took a long time for us to get the goal, but we finally get level. He was right on the goal line there, Gabriel Martinelli, from that corner. Brighton didn't really manage to clear it. They'll be disappointed, actually, with their defending there. But Arsenal don't care about that. It was a great header there. Well, a great ball back in. I think it was Gabriel put it back across. And Robert says goal. And Erzoin says, let's go, boys, indeed. Ring that bell, Rich, indeed. Yes, we've just done that one for the goal there, the equaliser from Gabriel Martinelli. How important will that goal prove to be in this game? Because it's certainly not been a great first half from Arsenal, but they say goals change games, and certainly that one may well change the outcome of this game, because things wasn't really going our way at all, was it, in that first half? We didn't look very dangerous at all. And we have finally got ourselves level with that goal there from Gabriel Martinelli right at the very, very end of the first half. I say a first half that's been a difficult first half for Arsenal in many ways, but we look like we are going to go in at half-time on level terms, which is probably better than what it should have been. Rajendra says an excellent goal, and Gabby deserved it, and we need the drum roll. Indeed, we do. We had it before, did we? So, that's all fine. But yeah, it was another set piece, though, isn't it? We have looked dangerous from set pieces. That's probably been. Hang on, they're checking for offside. Is that right? My stream sort of froze before. Who's offside? Is it Gabriel that they're checking for offside? Hang on. We might not. The goal might not stand yet. That would be a little bit annoying, wouldn't it? if they disallowed it. Possible offside, it says. They're not really showing a decent angle, actually, to know whether or not it is offside or not. I can't really see the angle here, but anyway, let's hope the goal's going to get given. It'd be just our luck, wouldn't it, if it got disallowed? Anyway, I'm having a bit of trouble. Oh, I think he's offside. I think he might be offside, guys. I think he might be offside. This is not looking good. I think he's offside. I think the goal's going to be disallowed. That is a bit annoying. I think he is offside. He looks as though he may well be. I think he is offside, actually. He's looking like he's going to be. I think he's going to be disallowed. I think it is going to be disallowed. He does look offside when you look at it. You've got to be honest. They haven't got a very good angle of it, actually, but it's given us offside. It is given us offside. The goal's disallowed. It is at 1-1. It is still 1-0 to Brighton. I'll have to change my score. That just sums up that first half for me. That sums up our luck at the moment, the way things are going for us. The goal has been disallowed. I think he was offside. We look at the replay. It wasn't obvious at first glance when you saw it. But when you see the replay, it probably is offside. And you could say that's what VAR's for. But unfortunately, as Robert says there, Robert says disallowed. It took too long. That is where this is wrong. Depends on where the ball was headed. And it says hopefully we'll spur the lads on. Let's hope so. But Brighton are looking to get him behind us at the very end of this first half. Obviously, there's been a lot of time added on for that VAR check. And now the half-time whistle has gone. Arteta is straight down the tunnel. That has been a frustrating first half. It has to be said. It is Arsenal 0, Brighton 1. We thought we'd scored. We celebrated the goal. We even put the little logo on the graphic on Martinelli's goal right at the end of half-time has been disallowed. Sam in the chat there says, have you ever seen a manager get this much protection when Emery is on his way to the semi-final of the Champions League? No. I've got to say, you make a very good point there, Sam, because I agree. Everybody seems happy to make excuses for Arteta. And for me, he's been running out of excuses for a long time. And obviously, the position that we're in the league, we can't really say too much with it. You know, if we can turn this around in the second half, then we will be back in the top 4. But I'm not convinced by Arteta at all. I never have been. And I said it on the show the other night. Arteta for me is a coach. He's not a manager, and he's probably a very good coach. But Arsenal need a manager, and unfortunately, Arteta isn't that man. And why everybody seems so happy to defend him, as you said, you're absolutely right. I'm not saying Emery was the right man because it wasn't going too well under Emery, was it? But if Emery had been given the backing and the support that Arteta's been given, I believe we'd be playing Champions League football this season. But anyway, we have to deal with what's there. And we are still in with a chance in the top 4. That was a disappointing first half, it has to be said. And of course, when we do get a goal, it gets disallowed. So it adds to the frustration, really, doesn't it? But yeah, I've never been convinced by Arteta. He doesn't convince me. I don't think he's the right man to take us forward. Even if we get top 4 this season, I don't think we can go any further than that. Sam says there, Nuno Tavares' confidence has been battered. And when Uber left Arsenal, he said his issue was Arteta not. No, you're right. And I must admit, I feel really sorry for Nuno Tavares because he got pulled off after 33 minutes against Nottingham Forest. Hasn't played since. Played against Crystal Palace. What did Arteta expect him to come straight in and be straight up to the pace of the game? Of course not. And he took him off at half time. He could have took anyone off at half time because let's face it, who played well in that game? Against Crystal Palace, nobody. But Nuno Tavares was the one sacrificed. Today, we've got no left back, and he's playing Granit Xhaka at left back and leaving Nuno on the bench. It's disgraceful. That's terrible man management of a young player in a new country in his first season in the Premier League. I just think that's terrible. He needs to get his confidence back. He needs to be played. And yes, I know what's at stake, but ultimately, what's the situation to kill his career? He's done it to a few players already. And I think that's bad man management, and I'm not happy with that at all. Robert says the VAR against us, that was way too long to make a decision. It took minutes. If it takes that long, VAR is useless. Yeah, they didn't seem to get a very good angle of it, but I do think he was offside. When you look at it, he did look as though he was. Sam says he should be fired if we don't get top 4. I think if we don't get top 6, he should definitely be fired. I think if we finish 5th or 6th, we're in Europe next season. That's maybe the minimum expectation that we had for the season. So he possibly wouldn't get sacked. But anyway, Terry says Arteta should never have been given a job in the first place. Arteta's section was protecting his fraud. I 100% agree. Arteta shouldn't have got a job in the first place. I 100% agree that I don't believe he's the right man to take us forward. Sam says Perez had an interview this week saying we made a mistake letting Emery go for this guy. We certainly, I believe if Emery had been given the backing Arteta has been given from the fans, from the club in terms of transfers of players he wanted, I believe we'd be playing Champions League football already. I really do. But it didn't work out because he wasn't backed. And at the time, I wanted him gone because it wasn't working. And I've got to be honest, I did want him gone. And hindsight's a wonderful thing, but we haven't replaced him with anybody better. That's for dead certain. And Regenda says, I supported Emery when he was a manager here, but I don't know if Emery could change the squad as much as it has been. Yeah, but he wasn't given the players he wanted, was he? He had some players he wanted to buy. Wilfried Zaha was one. He got given Nicolas Pepe because that suited the guys doing the transfers. They got money from it. You know, it was doing deals for mates. And Emery was stitched over by the club, I believe, in the transfer side of it. He was. And that's why it didn't work for him. If he'd been given this backing that Arteta's been given, if he'd been said, yeah, well, we'll give you 100 million to spend on the players that you want, I'm sure things would have been different. But ultimately, it wasn't. And we're in this situation now. And we've got Arteta. And unfortunately, this is where we are. Robert says VAR was only introduced for obvious offsides. No, it was. I don't think it was the obvious offsides. It was introduced to give the offsides. It was just the obvious mistakes in terms of penalties and stuff like that. Enzo says there, Guillem Balogun had a great interview with Emery, and they were speaking about how Emery is so charismatic when speaking Spanish, but lacked confidence speaking English. Yeah, that's true. And he says lost the connection with the fans. He did, but I still believe, and I'll stick by this, that if he was given the players he wanted, I think you got to think right. Arteta knew he couldn't work with a lot of players that were in the squad at the time, right? And there's certain players in terms of their mindset or whatever it is, and he couldn't work with them. So he got rid of them, and he was allowed to buy the players he wanted. And obviously, the players that he wants to work with are playing well, or they have been generally. Whereas Emery probably couldn't work with some of those players in that squad for whatever reason, and he couldn't get rid of them because the club wouldn't let him, and he couldn't get the players he wanted because the club wouldn't back him. And that's why it went wrong for him. And there's no doubt about that. And it's just a shame that was a situation. If the club had been treated Emery as they treated Arteta, I don't think we'd be scratching around trying to battle for 4th or 5th. We'd already be there. But anyway, that is a separate issue. At the end of the day, this is a situation that we're in. We've got this manager and we've got this weak squad, and unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with it. And this is a situation that we now find ourselves in. And yes, we've been a little bit unfortunate with that goal there, just at the end of the first half. But have we been good enough in that first half? No. Was we good enough against Crystal Palace on Monday? No. If we don't turn this round in the second half and we end up losing this game, then that is, there's questions will come back up again, won't they? And people say, nobody criticises Arteta when we're winning games. Well, no, because that doesn't mean that you change your opinion on him. It just means that it's pointless criticising the manager when the team's winning games, even though you know deep down he's not the right man to take the club forward. And I can't believe that other people can't see it as clearly as obviously some of us can. And Regenda says the club was stitched over by the man who was hard to get. But exactly, yeah, it was Raul, wasn't it? And unfortunately, Emery was stitched up by him as well. And that's unfortunately why we got in the situation that we did. And even now, we spent all that money last summer, and we've got a squad now that is just threadbare. We've got these young players on the bench that aren't going to come on, let's be honest. Agumbo, Swanson and Hutchinson are not going to come on in the second half at all. But we just don't have anybody else to put on the bench because we didn't make the changes, we didn't make the additions to the squad that we needed to do in the summer. And that's the bottom line. You know, I'm not just saying a striker. I just, throughout the squad in general, we're short in midfield. We're short all over the place, and we didn't make those changes in the summer when we should have done. And that's the reason why we are now in the situation that we're in with a threadbare squad at a time in the season when we needed to have options. We needed to have options because it's that point in the season, isn't it, where, you know, everything gets decided. And for us, all we've had to play for has been in the league since January when we got knocked out of the FA Cup. Everything was just on the league. And this could be a third defeat in 4 games. Why do we do that? You know, we started off 3 defeats in a row. We then had a decent run, lost to Liverpool, and then we lost 3 out of 4 games. We came back, played well, didn't lose for a while, lost to Man City, didn't score for 4 or 5 games. Now we had another better run. We lost to Liverpool, and now this could be 3 defeats in 4 games. We can't recover from defeats very quickly. We will lose 1 game, we lose 2, we lose 3, and that's what's happened all season. This would be if we lose this game, would be our 10th league defeat in 30 games. We'd have lost a third of our games this season, 31 games that we would have played. That's not good enough for top 4. I'm sorry, it's not good enough for top 4. Even if we sneak in because Man United have been terrible, because Tottenham maybe blow it on the running, you know, it's not good enough for top 4. Losing 10 out of 30 games, come on. How many did we lose last season? 13, 14 out of 38 under the same manager. Says you what you need to know. So he says if we lose 2 or 3 players through injury, we are. But will Arteta get the blame for the situation we're in? It's down to him and no one else. It's not just down to him. It is partly down to him. The recruitment side of the club was terrible in January. We need to, you know, if we're going to get rid of all these players Arteta doesn't like, we've got to at least replace them with somebody to just give us the numbers on the bench for a start off. Who can come on in the bench on this game to change this? You know, Pepe, and he's very hit and miss. Do you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. We're in a ridiculous situation where we've got a great opportunity to get the top 4, and the club just aren't prepared for it. Aren't prepared for it at all. And Regenda says that the offside was so close, it depended on when the ball was seen as headed a microsecond later. Like, yeah, exactly. But all offsides tend to be like that, don't they? They all tend to be very, very tight decisions, don't they? Because you know, the players are playing on the shoulder of the last defender quite a lot of the time. So yeah, that was it was a tight one, but I say most of them are, aren't they? And unfortunately, it didn't go our way, and you can see why they disallowed it, because when you look at the replay, he probably was just ahead of the 2 defenders and the goalkeeper, and yeah, unfortunately, it hasn't gone our way. Kevin's back in the chat. Doing, Kevin, hope you're well, mate. Good to see you again. He says, "Hi, Richard. I can't believe what I'm seeing. No fight, no strength in the squad. Annoyed." Yeah, exactly. There hasn't been. It's been very, very flat. It's a very similar performance to Crystal Palace the other night, isn't it? The only difference is Brighton aren't quite as good as Crystal Palace, so they haven't managed to punish us to the same degree as Crystal Palace have. Not yet, anyway. You know, they've had 1 or 2 other moments apart from the goal, but we have been weak. There hasn't been any fight. And, you know, yes, we're missing a couple of big players, and it looked as though Smith Rowe was struggling there at the end of that first half with an injury. Saka's been kicked about. And if those 2 get injured and they're out for the rest of the season as well, we've got no chance, absolutely no chance. We won't even finish in the top 6 if that was going to happen. So the squad is just not strong enough. And that is really, in the situation, the opportunity that we've had. And we knew in January that we had an opportunity for the top 4. We were not far away at that point. Why did we not strengthen? Ridiculous. And what is that to do with the money or what? I'm not really sure, but yeah, just nowhere near good enough. And this is the situation that we're now in. When you're playing the same 11 players pretty much every game, they're going to run out of legs and run out of steam. And maybe that's what's happened, especially as we are a very young team. But yeah, that first half was nowhere near good enough. Absolutely not. You're absolutely right, Kevin. We did show no fight whatsoever, and that's not good enough. But you know, we turned the game around against Wolves, didn't we? A couple of months back. And what we need to show is something more in the second half. You know, it's not, the game's not over. It's half time. You know, it's only 1-0. And you know, anything can happen. And we have looked dangerous from set pieces. Every corner that we've had has caused Brighton problems. And we did get that disallowed goal was from a set piece, wasn't it? And the ball recycled into the box and a good header from Gabriel. So we are going to get some opportunities in the second half. I'm sure we will. But are we going to be able to take any of them and get ourselves back in this game? Kevin says, Richard, you're right. What you're saying is so true. Well, I'm just saying how I see it. I've got to be honest, I always do. And, you know, I've been called negative for all this, that, and the other, but I can only go off what I see and you know, and how it makes me feel. And watching this Arsenal team, not just now, pretty much most of the season, there's been several good performances, let's be honest, but we should have with some of the great players that we've got. But ultimately, these poor performances have happened too many times this season. You know, this could be our 10th league defeat. And in most of those 10 league defeats, apart from the Man City game where we did play really well, all the others have been poor performances. We've got all we deserve from them games. It's been nothing. You know, not in the Forest game in the FA Cup, really poor performance. The second leg against Liverpool in the semi-final League Cup, terrible performance. You know, we've had 10, 11 terrible performances already this season. We've only played what? How many games have we played? 36 games, and that's nearly a third of the performances have been poor. And yeah, I'm sorry, but that's not good enough. Magenda says he has got us to 5th so far, and we would have been happy for him to stay if he gets us top 6. And it's to do with money. As you said, we spent $500,000 and we made it a 300,000 loss. No, it is about money, and I do think that the whole COVID lockdown stuff, I do think that that's made an impact as well, and I think that we would have probably potentially spent more money in January if we hadn't been in that situation. And maybe we've got rid of a load of players to save money, not because some of the players maybe wasn't right for the club as well. So it just seems ridiculous, though, that we have now got, we're struggling for numbers. We've got the most players out on loan, I think, in the Premier League, haven't we? Maitland-Niles, Guendouzi, Torreira, Bellerin, all these players are out on loan, and we're struggling to fill our bench. We have to put under 23 players on our bench because we don't have anybody else, and I say are never ever going to get used. It's a mess. It is a mess. Let's be honest. We've got ourselves on to the brink of the top 4 due to some exceptional players, exceptional young players that have played well above the level that we could have hoped for. You know, Emile Smith-Rowe. Obviously Martinelli's brilliant that first half, Saka, you know, these young players, and they've driven us on, and they've got us to this point. That's nothing to do with the manager, really. It's nothing to do with the club, nothing to do with anything else other than the fact that we've got some very good young players who have played well this season and have dragged us forward, and unfortunately they look as though they're running out of legs. They do look as though they're running out of legs, it has to be said. Magenda says that they're still learning and don't know how to be dirty and smart like Liverpool. Yeah, you're probably right. Anyway, we're getting back underway in the second half now. Arsenal just kicked off, attacking at the goal to our left, the North Bank. It is still Brighton 1-0 up here at the Emirates. Of course, we did have that goal disallowed right at the end of that first half for a very, very tight offside against Martinelli. It probably was the right decision. It just took them 3 hours to get there. And Magenda says there, but we wanted the players who are out on loan out. Well, I didn't. Some of them. I'd have kept Guendouzi. I'd have kept Torreira. I'd have kept Bellerin personally. That's just me. Anyway, Robert says, it was disgusting. It took 4 minutes to make a decision. Think about that. This is a soccer match and splitting hairs. No, I agree. I do agree. But that's what VAR was brought in to do. And it did get the right decision, I think. I think he was offside. Terry says, do you not think COVID has saved Arteta his job as fans? Would be 2 seasons down the line, would realise he ain't the man for the job. Well, I don't know. Yeah, there's an argument to say that possibly the COVID did keep him in his job. I think in December 2020, we were 15th in the Premier League, losing game after game, playing terribly. There was no fans at that point. And yeah, maybe if there had been, who knows, maybe the COVID did save his job. I don't know. But anyway, we are back underway in the second half. Let's hope for something better. Because, you know, we need to win this game regardless. You know, I don't care who the manager is. I just want us to win football matches. I want us to do the best that we can do. And that's what we need to worry about now. My focus on these players. It's the players that I support 100% when they're on the pitch. And the manager is a separate issue. Now, Arsenal are coming forward. Sambi Lokonga all the way. And he's got a free kick on the edge of the box there. Great run from Sambi Lokonga. You have to say he's had a good game, young Sambi, today. Some of the other players around him haven't played too well, but he's done well. Driving run there from midfield towards the edge of the penalty area. He was caught there. Was it Yves Bissouma possibly with the foul? It's a great run from Lokonga. Just took it on, kept going. In fact, it was Ciedo there with the foul right on the edge of the box. It's a good chance actually. We've got there Will Trail Sports there says, hi, I would bring Pepe on. Pepe, Lacazette and Martinelli up front, 4-3-3, Lokonga off, Xhaka, Siem and Tavares left back if I was manager. Well, I would have probably started like that actually. But anyway, we have now got a free kick on the edge of the penalty. This could be, it's about, 10 yards outside the penalty area. But anyway, it's a dangerous moment. It's quite central, just very, very, very slightly to the left-hand side. Brighton are lining up their wall. Martin Odegaard's over this. He did score from this sort of position, didn't he, against Burnley earlier this season. Actually, that was probably a little bit closer in, to be fair. Lacazette's over it. Cedric's over it as well. Cedric's putting some good corners, actually. Anyway, this is an opportunity for Arsenal to maybe get the equaliser. We played nearly 3 minutes of the second half here at the Emirates. A free kick, I say about 10 yards outside the penalty, 15 maybe. Is it going to be Odegaard? It's a free kick, comes in, it hits the wall. I'm not sure who took that. Was it Cedric? It was Cedric that took that free kick. Wasn't a very good free kick, it has to be said. It was Cedric with a free kick there. Hits the wall. Very, very poor free kick, it has to be said. And that opportunity is gone. And Will Ray Sports says there, Odegaard good at free kicks. He is. And they didn't let him take that one, did they? Robert says there, Cedric taking the free kick, useless. We have Odegaard, Saka, Lacazette. We get that cloud. I would have let Odegaard take that one, actually. Why is Cedric taking free kicks? No, exactly. That was a bad mistake. Anyway, Martinelli now has probably been our best player in this game so far. Finds Granit Xhaka up the line, very far forward actually for Xhaka. That's a good ball inside at 2. Smith Rowe inside the penalty area. Is this going to be a moment for Arsenal? No, it isn't. A good tackle there inside at the penalty. I think it was Veltman with that tackle, but it was a good clearance actually. Gabriel's picked it up. We started the second half with a little bit more intensity, to be fair. Granit Xhaka now. Have we changed the formation of the team? Saka's ran through and he's dived and he's going to get a yellow card. And he's shaking his head, but you have to say that's a fair decision by the referee. It did look like a dive. He tried to go past the defender who didn't put a tackle in. He went past him and he did dive there, Saka. We don't want to see that. Oh dear, that's actually embarrassing from Saka there, I've got to be honest. He gets himself a yellow card and I don't think we could have any complaints about that. You know, we love Bukayo Saka, but you can't be doing that, I'm afraid. That was embarrassing. And it was a yellow card. Brighton looking to come forward, but also win the ball back. Lacazette finds Sambi Lokonga. It was his good run that just set up that opportunity for the free kick. And he's just been fouled again, this time by Pascal Gross, I think it is. Sambi Lokonga's had a good game so far, you have to say. Fair play to him because he's not played a lot of football. And Will Ray Sports there says Martinelli playing great this season, got better. And likes to take people on like Pepe. He does like to take people on. He's trying to do so again here on this near side. One of our players of the season. Do you agree, Martinelli? No, 100%. He's definitely been one of our players of the season. And I say it's been Martinelli, Smith Rowe and Saka that have really driven this team on and got us in the position that we're in. And without them, we would not be anywhere near the top 4. Terry says, yeah, we started the second half well against Palace and lost 3-0. Well, yeah, that's true. Palace are a better team than Brighton, let's be honest. But anyway, Will Ray Sports says there, guessing Laka going in the season, he's not signed a new deal. Has he known that he hasn't yet? He may well be going. See who comes in. Robert says there, Cedric struggling to see who is available. I'll tell you, get that clown off, useless. Well, who do we bring on? That's the problem, you know, to play right back. I suppose we could bring Rob Holding on and put Ben White to right back, but that's kind of weakening the centre of the defence, isn't it? We need to be looking more at what we can change going forward to try to create some opportunities because we haven't created anything from open play. All the chances that we've had have been from set pieces in this game, and the goal disallowed from a set piece as well. And we're not creating anything from open play at all. This will be the second game in a row. Just that one chance. If Odegaard's just won himself a free kick there. That was a foul by Ciedo there, who's going to get himself a yellow card finally as the referee goes into his pocket. He does. Brighton have had a few yellow cards in this game. I think that's 4 now. I know 3, sorry. 3 yellow cards for them. He did get back well there. Robert says that they'll be down to 9 players soon. Well, they are committing a lot of fouls. And Terry says Super Eddie. Yeah, Super Eddie's going to come on. And we said this before. We said against Crystal Palace he was going to come on and get a hat-trick. It didn't work then, but it might well be today. He comes on and gets the goals to win us the game. Anyway, taking that free kick quickly. Cedric plays it out to that far side to Bukayo Saka. Plays it back to Cedric. Whips across in towards the end of the 6-yard box. Was it Lewis Dunk won that header? And now goalkeeper Sanchez has grabbed that ball. We played 52 minutes. It is still Arsenal 0. Brighton 1. Kevin says, I'm glad I saw Brady play the Invincibles. At the moment, we are years behind those wonderful days. No, we are. You're absolutely right. And this is what I don't understand, why, there seems to be so much, people sort of say how much they're enjoying watching Arsenal at the moment. It's like, I'm sorry, but some of the things that we've seen, this is poor. It's a poor Arsenal team. We've got some very good players, but overall, it's a poor Arsenal team compared to what we've seen over the years. And unfortunately, maybe sometimes the younger fans are better because they haven't experienced that. So they can look at this and enjoy it. I can't, I'm afraid, because, we've seen so much better. I was a little bit too young for the Brady days. He left the season before I started going to Highbury regularly. So I did see him play briefly before that. But certainly, the early George Graham teams was fantastic. Obviously, the first 10 years of Arsene Wenger was fantastic. And even towards the end of Arsene Wenger, we still played some great football, didn't we? Even if the team wasn't as good. But I just don't think the football we played good. At Brighton now, Cucurella with that cross, good defending from Gabriel, actually. Brighton looking for a second goal. Cedric then clearance actually hits Cucurella. I think he has been Brighton's best player. I'd certainly be looking at him for a potential signing for us, actually. Not that he'd want to come to us particularly, but anyway. Trossard has then just conceded a throw. And Robert says Trossard is giving us hassle. He is. And Will Sports says, I hope we score. Geez, I even felt a tiny bit sorry for Man United fans earlier because they are awful. They are awful. And Terry says there to Kevin, what a player Brady was. Yes, no, I've obviously seen a lot of videos of him. Unfortunately, the only time I saw him play live was for West Ham against Arsenal, actually. But anyway, he did score in that game. But yeah, I just maybe missed Leon Brady, unfortunately. But I've been lucky enough to see some fantastic players at Arsenal over the years. I can't have any complaints, and I'm not going to apologise for not particularly enjoying what we've seen over the last 2 or 3 years. Great Xhaka, they're looking to improve things. Martinelli is a player I do enjoy watching inside the penalty. Martinelli tries to get a cross in, blocked by Joel Veltman. It is going to be a corner to Arsenal on this near side. Martinelli is the one player who's likely to be able to turn this around for us today. He's been our best player by an absolute country mile. He's just not had the ball enough. Will Rally Sports says there, we can't let Spurs finish 4th. Come on, lads. We miss Tomiyasu. He was amazing at the start of the season. Gabriel's good defender. You're right. Yeah, we do miss Tomiyasu. We're missing Tierney as well. Corner towards the far post, but Robert Sanchez comes out and claims that for Brighton. The Spanish goalkeeper. Not really tested him yet, have we? So we've been dangerous from set pieces, but that one wasn't particularly great from Cedric. It was a comfortable save, a comfortable catch there from the goalkeeper. Robert says there, Cedric taking all the free kicks, corners. Sorry, Rich, I really can't stand that man in an Arsenal shirt. He's not a great player. I think he's actually been okay in the recent games that he's played. I think he's been solid and steady enough. But yeah, he's obviously not at the level that we need. And, we've got a right back Bellerin over out in Spain on loan, doing really well. We could have done with him, couldn't we? But anyway, not to worry. Second out coming forward. Martin Odegaard plays that ball on to no man's land, really. And Brighton have put it out for a throw to Arsenal. It's been a bit better at the start of the second half, it has to be said. Robert says there, Holding would have scored by now with all those corners. Well, I don't know. He doesn't score many, does he, Rob Holding? Cucurella again wins the ball back for Brighton. He's a cracking player, isn't he? And he's got great hair as well, you have to say. He looks like he's out of the hair bear bunch, but what a fantastic footballer he is. He's just won the ball there again, played it up the line, and it's going to be a free kick to Arsenal, actually. I think it might have been a handball there against Mbeumo, who did set up the goal. And it is time for Eddie Nketiah, so Terry will be pleased. I'm sure he will. Eddie Nketiah is about to come on. We've played 56 minutes, so he's making a quite early change, isn't he? Would you bring on Pepe if it's 1-0 after 60 minutes or 70 minutes? He can take on everyone with his great dribbling and shooting. Well, this is a sort of game, and I said it before, when we were winning at Aston Villa 1-0, when we were winning 3-2 at Watford, we brought Pepe on. That's not the sort of game for him. This is the sort of game for him when we're 1-0 down. I would almost certainly, if we're still 1-0 down after 65 minutes, I would bring Pepe on. And I'm not Pepe's biggest fan, but this is the sort of game where you'd get him on because he could cause Brighton some problems. Another corner headed away this time from Brighton, falls to the edge of the box to Martin Ødegaard. His shot blocked. I don't know if it hit an Arsenal player, but Brighton are looking to try to get a counter-attack. Who's won the ball back for Arsenal? Who else? Gabriel Martinelli. Anyway, now it's Lacazette on this near side. Arsenal have been a lot brighter at the start of the second half, you have to say. We've certainly playing with a lot more intensity, moving the ball a lot quicker. But we're still struggling to create chances from open play. Smith Rowe now over on that far side, plays it back to Granit Xhaka, who's now in midfield again. I'm not quite sure who's playing left back. Cross comes in, headed behind by Yves Bissouma. Another corner to Arsenal. As I think Arsenal may well have gone free at the back. Anyway, Eddie Nketiah is coming on now, or we might do after this corner. Who's going to go off? Will it be Lacazette, or will we take off maybe Samuel Okonga? Is that a good game? Just to throw an extra attacker on. Let's wait and see what that change is going to be. We've played 58 minutes. It's a corner to Arsenal over on that far side with Bukayo Saka. He's going to swing it in with his left foot. He does towards the edge of the 6-yard box. He's flicked on by Ben White. I think it was. Brighton do scramble it away. And again, Arsenal can't create an opportunity there. The ball's all the way back to Aaron Ramsdale. Kevin says they're all huff and puff. It is all huff and puff, actually. That's a good way of describing it. We're a bit like an old-fashioned train, aren't we? Smith Rowe now on his near side. He's got a little bit of quality there. A good ball, but again, it's headed out by Brighton, who are defending pretty well now, you have to say. At least we are putting them under a little bit of pressure. Terry says Arteta will have Bellerin back next season. Well, we could certainly do with an extra right back, couldn't we? Played back now to Granit Xhaka, who's got a lot further forward in the second half. Now Samuel Okonga flings it over to that far side to Bukayo Saka. He wants to have a run, does he, at the Brighton defence. He's got Cedric outside him. Instead, he cuts back inside, finds Granit Xhaka very central now for Arsenal. This is much better to this near side to Smith Rowe. Try to thread it up the line, but again, it's good defending by Brighton, and they've now got a counter-attack. This is a very good run, actually, from Siedo there. Plays the ball in to Danny Welbeck. That was a poor touch, but Brighton has got some space over on that far side. Is it Pascal Gross? He's waiting for Cucurella to go outside, and Cucurella has gone outside him. Gets a cross in. It's deflected behind by Cedric for a corner to Brighton. Cucurella has been unbelievably exceptional in this game for Brighton. What a player he is. Energy to burn. And it was in Brepo, actually, with that run earlier on. Great play from him. He did set up the goal, of course. Will Ray Sports says, come on, Arsenal, come on, Arsenal. He did come on. It's a corner to Brighton at the moment. We've got to defend this. It's their first corner, actually, Brighton. And I don't want to say the stat that I want to say, but I'm going to wait till after this corner. We've played almost an hour. It is still Arsenal 0, Brighton 1. It's a Brighton corner over on that far side in front of those Brighton fans behind the goal. Comes in towards the near post. It's flicked on. Oh, it goes all the way across the goal. And it's gone behind. I think it was Lacazette that got the flick on it, actually. For a moment, it reminded me of the own goal that Aubameyang scored last season against Burnley from a very similar position. But this has gone behind for another corner to Brighton. This one's on the near side. Will Ray Sports says we are playing counter-attack Brighton. They're fast players. No, they do. They're playing well, Brighton. Terry says, I want Eddie to do well, so someone will take him away from us. Well, I hope he does well in this game and gets a goal or two. That would be nice. But he hasn't come on yet because there hasn't been a break in play. There's just been corners here. And this is another corner which Arsenal have got to defend. It's going to be Pascal Gross, the German, with this out-swinging corner from this near side towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Header comes in. Oh, it's a comfortable save just there from Aaron Ramsdale. It was a header from Lewis Dunk, who powered that towards the goal. It didn't have quite enough on it to beat Ramsdale. Good header from the penalty spot. It was on target, but a comfortable save from Aaron Ramsdale. Now Arsenal coming forward. The game's really opened up. Bukayo Saka over on that far side, faced by Cucurella and McAllister. He's forced back. Bukayo Saka, he does well. Finds Gabriel. Brighton got everybody behind the ball. We still haven't got Eddie Nketiah on as yet because there hasn't really been a proper break in play. The ball now falls to Ødegaard, does it? Brighton can't quite get it away. Xhaka pings it over to that far side to Cedric. Plays it back into Peter Smith Rowe. Shots deflected behind. It's going to be another corner to Arsenal. Ødegaard runs over to take it. And Will Ray Sports said a lot of teams after Eddie in the news a bit surprised. I think it was Leeds who wanted him. Well, he went to Leeds. In fact, he's going to be Smith Rowe that's going off. I don't think he's quite recovered from that injury in the first half. Not really had his best game, but it's Eddie Nketiah coming on. Is he going to play on that left-hand side and move Martinelli more into the middle, or will he just go for the two up front with Eddie and Lacazette? It's an unusual tactic if he would, but we are losing this game. It is a corner to us over on that far side, which Martin Ødegaard is going to take with his left foot. Whips it in towards that near post. It's flicked on by Brighton player. It's cleared away. Falls to Saka on the edge of the box. Oh, it's gone over the top of the crossbar. That was a decent opportunity there for Arsenal, actually. Again, it's from a set piece. That's all we've offered in this game. Brighton didn't just about manage to scramble it away with Veltman, but Saka had a lot of time on the edge of the box. He should have done better there, actually, Bukayo Saka. It fell to him on his left foot as well, but he's rushed it. And he's fired it high over the crossbar there. 62.5 minutes played. It is still Arsenal 0, Brighton 1. That first half goal from Leandro Trossard. Very rare goal for Brighton in recent games, it has to be said. Danny Welbeck now has got the ball for the Seagulls in an attacking area. He finds Pascal Gross on his near side. Brighton looking to get a second goal, which would really put them in control of this game. Xhaka is back now in the left back position. That cross comes in. Headed away from Gabriel, shot from the edge of the box. It was blocked. And now Arsenal do get it away, but not for very long. It's going to come back to Cucurella. I have to say, he's got great hair, hasn't he? Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Robert says there, just hearing fans say, what the hell is that? Even the kids are more intelligent. Anyway, it's a long ball played forward for Brighton over on that far side, but Cedric deals with that one pretty well. But again, it's Cucurella who picks it up. He's got the ball again, the Spaniard. That's a good ball up the line for Brighton, actually. They've just about weathered that Arsenal storm. It's going to be Tariq Lamptey now to come on, actually, for Brighton. In fact, they're making another substitute as well. Solly March as well. Looks like he's going to be coming on as well. So Brighton going to be making two changes very shortly. Solly March and Tariq Lamptey are going to be coming on for Brighton very shortly by the look of it. Anyway, Arsenal made that one change with Eddie Nketiah replacing Emile Smith-Rowe. I don't think has recovered from that first half injury he got. Will Ray Sports says, I hope Welbeck doesn't score just to rub it in, ex-Arsenal player. Yeah. How many times have ex-Arsenal players come back to haunt us with a goal or two? Let's hope it isn't Danny Welbeck today, because that would really finish it off, wouldn't it? Ben White now coming forward for Arsenal, finds Granit Xhaka in a little bit of space in a central position. But Brighton do manage to clear the ball away. Cedric plays it forward. Again, it's Brighton to pick it up in midfield. Granit Xhaka there has conceded a foul. Didn't look much in that, to be honest, and he's not happy, Granit Xhaka. But the referee has given a foul. Let's have a look at it again. No, it looked like a fair shoulder-to-shoulder challenge, that was. Gamer Bro Go says, what minute? 65 minutes that we've got. Will Ready Sports says, that Cucurella good. They got it from Barcelona, I think. Lamptey really fast on the right, dangerous indeed. Looks like they're going to be really targeting Cedric because if they get Lamptey on, Will Ready Sports says they're probably 60 gone. It's 65 gone. It is actually 65 minutes. A throw to Brighton over on that far side. It is Cucurella, who we were just talking about there. Brighton still haven't made the two substitutions yet. They're just going to be preparing them now. They're going to probably wait for this throw. Comes in towards the edge of the penalty area for Brighton. Looking to get the second goal. Cucurella over on that far side again. Plays the ball back to McAllister. He gets it back again. This is a good play from Brighton, actually, inside the penalty. That's nice. Very nice from Brighton. Cross towards the edge of the penalty. A shot comes in. Oh, it's 2-0. It is 2-0. It's Mwepu. Mwepu's got that goal from the edge of the box. It's a good finish. Oh, dear. This is not what we needed today at all. Another good goal from Brighton, it has to be said. It was a good bit of play down over on that far side. It's a nice link-up play there. McAllister was involved. It was Cucurella as well, obviously was involved, as you'd expect him to be. Brighton just waited. They bode their time well. Lovely bit of play, a lovely back heel there for that move. The ball ended up falling to the edge of the box. That's a really good finish, actually. A really, really good finish there from Mbappe there from the edge of the box into that far corner, out of the reach of Aaron Ramsdale. And that was a good goal from Brighton. You have to say they haven't scored more than once in a game for about 6 months. And it has to be against us that they get 2 goals. And they are 2 very good goals as well. I'm not sure if he meant that pullback actually, but it fell beautifully to the edge of the box. What a good first time finish that is actually. Ramsdale got a hand to it. That is a very, very good goal from Wepu there. And there we go. 2 goals, says Robert there. Welbeck was injured for us all the time, says Vijanda. Indeed, he was. Will Rev Sports says there, I hope Pepe comes on soon. Robert says there, bang, we're losing this game now. Angry fans. Goal for them. Indeed, it was. Kevin says, sad day. They walked that in. It was a good goal. It was a good goal, but terrible defending. Robert says there, they deserve to be relegated. Who deserves to be relegated? Brighton? No, they don't. Brighton play well today. Will Ray Sports says, I'll be amazed if we get 2 goals now. Get Pepe on. Well, we're not scoring 2 goals, are we? Let's be honest. We've played 68 minutes almost. Brighton have got a free kick. And they may be changing their mind on the substitutions now because Lamptey and Solly March have actually gone to sit down again and getting their tracksuits back on. So that second goal has maybe made them change their mind. Terry says the Big Bang Theory is on E4. Yeah, but don't worry about that. Stick with the show. I need some cheering up. You guys do help. Vijender says there was 25 offside for the goal. I'm not sure. Didn't he put a cross in? I don't know how he could have been offside because he certainly wouldn't have been interfering with play, would he, out there? Kevin said, just seen Brighton bench laughing. Terry, yeah, they were just laughing, you're right. But they're just relaxed, aren't they? They've had a good game. Oh, offside in that build-up. Oh, right, I'm not sure. Actually, I don't know if he was. It was a great goal, actually. You've got to say, that is a great finish. Happens when you shoot from the edge of the area, sometimes they go in. And that one did. The Brighton fans behind the goal are now enjoying themselves. It's been a good day out so far for them, hasn't it, in London? We've got 21 minutes to play. It's going to take something special in these last 21 minutes if we're to turn this around. It's a shame because actually we did start the second half a lot better. We looked a lot brighter actually, but we didn't manage to get the goal, and Brighton have taken their chances. They haven't had many chances, but they've been a lot more clinical than ours, it has to be said. And they've defended really well as well. We just lacked any creativity. All our best chances have come from set pieces. I'll set scratching his head there, chatting to some of the coaching staff. It's like he doesn't really know what to do, which is not surprising, is it? Let's be honest. Brighton head the ball forward. It's a good header actually from Ben White, but again Brighton pick up the second ball. But Martinelli now, if we're going to get anything from this game, you'd imagine it's going to be Martinelli that's going to be at the heart of it. Granit Xhaka plays it in to Lacazette, who was brought down on the edge of the box there by Yves Bissouma. Looks a bit frustrated. He has had a yellow card, Yves Bissouma, so he needs to be careful. He just caught Lacazette there, and now we've got a free kick again. Quite a similar position to that earlier one. I wonder if Cedric will be allowed to take this one. This one's a little bit closer into the goal, actually. This is much more Martin Ødegaard territory. This is almost exactly the same spot against Burnley earlier this season that Martin Ødegaard did score. Cedric is over it again. Lacazette is over it again. Xhaka as well. Of course, Xhaka scored a few free kicks for Arsenal, hasn't he? With that left foot of his, but Xhaka's actually walked away. Surely not going to let Cedric take this one after the last effort. It's got to be Ødegaard this. This is exactly the same position he scored at Burnley. Let him have this one. This is close enough in for Ødegaard, I think, to be able to get this over that wall and into that corner. Cedric has now walked away as well. They've managed to talk him out of it, which was the right decision. Arsenal have got a little wall behind the Brighton wall. Surely that'd be offside. But anyway, I think this is going to be Ødegaard to take this free kick. It is Ødegaard, plays it low. What are we doing? Towards Martinelli inside the box. He's then closed down. Why didn't we just have a shot at goal? Kiddo says there, man pass from there. That is ridiculous. Why did he just shoot a goal? Absolutely ridiculous. Kiddo says there, bye-bye, top four. Will Rally Sports says there, come on, not Cedric, he's awful at free kicks. Well, no, that was awful, actually. I don't quite know what they were doing there. But Will Rally Sports says, it looks like we lost 2 games in a row, checking away 4th place. We chucked away that free kick as well, didn't we? That was just dreadful. Robert says there, we are watching a amateur Sunday side play football. That free kick was stupid. Even the crowd are pissed off. Well, yeah, I think everybody is. Come on, Odegaard, what was that? Yeah, what was that? Have a shot, man. Have a shot. Anyway, we do have possession over on that far side with Bukayo Saka. Again, he's closed down by Cucurella, but he does find Sambi Lokonga, who's actually played well today, Sambi Lokonga. I'm certainly not going to be criticising him or too many of the players necessarily. Martinelli on this near side, he's been great as well, as we said. Can he find a goal? He did have that one disallowed just before half time. Is that going to be the thing that's turned this game, the turning point of this game? But Cedric over on that far side, he's going to get a cross in. He does get a cross in, but it's far too close to goalkeeper Robert Sanchez, who grabs that quite comfortably. Another poor delivery from Suarez. And now it's going to be time for Nicolas Pepe. He's ready to come on with 72 and a half minutes played. He's getting some instructions there from the sidelines. And in fact, Graham Potter's changed his mind over his substitution. He's now going to be bringing on Adam Lallana instead of the two he was going to make earlier. You've got to feel sorry for those guys who was just ready to come on. And it's changed. They've changed their mind. But anyway, we've got our own things to worry about without worrying about Brighton too much. Cucurella there's fouled Saka again. He got away with a few fouls, Cucurella, actually, to be fair. It's probably because he's got nice hair. That's probably why. I mean, that was a foul, actually, quite clearly. He's pointing to say he got the ball. He clearly didn't. But anyway, we are making that substitution now. Nicolas Pepe's coming on. In fact, Martinelli's took off. Wow. He took off our best player to bring on the very, very frustratingly inconsistent Nicolas Pepe, who's going to just play in that same position on this left-hand side. Doesn't look very happy, does he, Nicolas Pepe? He's just come on. But anyway, Yves Bissouma's going off for Brighton. And it is going to be Adam Lallana coming on for them. Will Ray Sports says they're so annoying supporting Arsenal sometimes. Maybe finish fifth Europa League, prefer Champions League. Well, I think we all would prefer Champions League. And Robert says there, now I took Martinelli off for Pepe, not for Saka. Yeah, you're right, though, he has. Robert says, Arteta has lost it big time now. I'm saying get out of our club. You do not know what you're doing. That's not bad shout. Terry says there, magic off. Arteta, I don't know what he's doing. Exactly, yeah, our best player in the game. He didn't look like he was injured particularly, did he? Will Ray says there, oh my God, Martinelli off, our best player today. And he said earlier, at least Pepe underrated by Arteta. And I wonder Pepe might leave. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about that substitution actually. Anyway, there you go. Pepe is on. Anyway, let's see what he can do. Xhaka there was just won a free kick in that left back position, took it quickly. I also won another free kick. Martin Odegaard. Brighton are actually doing this well. They're committing a lot of little free kicks in non-dangerous areas to stop us getting any flow to our play. That's very good tactics from Brighton, actually. You have to say the referee is going to add on some time for this. There's a little injury now to Ciedo, who's gone down following that foul he just gave away on Martin Odegaard. He's injured himself as he committed that foul. He maybe overstretched slightly there, actually. But anyway, they've done that well, you have to say, in this game. Giving away a lot of silly free kicks that you're not going to get booked for, but it just stops the flow of the play. And Brighton are going to bring Tarek Lamptey on. They changed their mind earlier. He was going to come on just before the second goal. The ball didn't go out of play, but he's going to come on now with 15 minutes to play. Tarek Lamptey, highly rated young player, of course. Brilliant, actually, a brilliant young player. Tarek Lamptey is going to come on. Is it going to be Ciedo going off? He seems to be struggling a little bit. He's getting some treatment now on the pitch. Graham Potter is chatting to Pascal Gross as some of the Brighton players have come over to this near side to get a drink in this break of play. So we'll see what's going on. It's going to be an Arsenal free kick when we get back up and under running. Ciedo is not moving too free. It looks like a hip injury. And Tarek Lamptey is just getting his final words of instructions from Graham Potter. Is this going to be the substitution? Is it Ciedo that's going off? It may well be because he's not moving too freely here, the Ecuadorian midfield player. And it's the Wepa who's gone off and Lamptey's come on. Actually, has Ciedo gone off? I'm not quite sure who's gone off. Anyway, Tarek Lamptey is on now for Brighton. They have made that substitution. And Will Sports says if we get a goal soon, we would go for it at the end of the game, wait and see. Yeah, we may do. We'll see what happens. Rajendra says why they're not being booked, we would be, well, because they're silly little fouls, aren't they? They're not important fouls, and that's a good tactic, isn't it? Mark C says one-dimensional play catching others. Yeah, that's exactly what we are, very one-dimensional, so easy to play against. And anyone who's half decent is able to beat us, as we've seen this season. But now, Saka on the left-hand side, he's switched over. Pepe's got a little bit of space inside the penalty. Pepe's shot. Who closed him down? Cucurella. That guy has been immense today. Well, for a second, it looked as though Nicolas Pepe had a little bit of space, but Cucurella closed him down. He is some talent, that boy. Terry says at least Arteta will have the pull to bring in all world-class players in the transfer windows. Yeah, right. Who wants to play for this Muppet? Exactly. That's a poor corner there from Martin Odegaard, headed away at the near post. Will Sports there from playing brilliant undefeated in 8 to losing to Palace and probably Brighton. The joys of being an Arsenal fan. Didn't we really play that brilliant? We won a few games against some pretty average teams. You know, Brentford, we beat Wolves twice, Watford, Aston Villa. They're not great teams, are they? And not that Brighton are a great team either, to be fair. But anyway, they played well today, Brighton, as indeed did Palace on Monday. But it's no excuse for our poor effort, really. Samuel Conga has been one of the bright sparks today. Plays out to that far side. Nicolas Pepe is on the right now. Saka on the left. Pepe as looking to try and get himself into this game. He did make a big impact in that game against Wolves at the Emirates a few weeks back. Cucurella again across. I mean, for me, he was man of the match after about 25 minutes, and nothing's changed. Will Rally Sports says that Cucurella has been everywhere. He has indeed. He's what a player he is. And yeah, he's been man of the match by quite some distance. Cedric now in the centre circle, pings the ball over to that far side, looking for Lacazette, but it's gone out of play, and Arsenal have run out of ideas with 12 minutes to play. And as Mark said before, it's that one-dimensional play. It's how we've played for the last couple of years under Arteta, and it is so easy to play against. And when it doesn't work, there's no alternative way, is there? We haven't got a centre forward who can come on. We can lump a ball forward to Eddie Nketiah came on. I don't think he's touched the ball yet. Samuel Conga has done well again. He may well end up getting man of the match for us today, seeing as he's going to play the full game. Martinelli's the only other player who's really come out of this with any credit, and he's since been taken off. Pepe now trying to weave his spell down that far side, but who took the ball off him? Have a guess. Yep, indeed, it is Cucurella. Will Sports says, is it 80 minutes? God, it's coming up for 80 minutes now in this game. We're just coming down to these last 10 minutes now. Are Arsenal going to find some sort of miracle at the end to salvage something? 80-ish, we need some strikers in summer, don't we? 1 or 2. Well, does Arteta want to play with strikers? Because I'm not sure if he does. Because look where Lacazette, look at his position when he's playing as a striker. He's so deep. We don't get enough players in the box. Gabriel plays it to this near side to Saka, but that was rather telegraphed, and Tarek Lamptey was in there. That's his first contribution, the young substitute for Brighton. Good play from him, actually. This could well be only Brighton's second ever win away at Arsenal in history. The previous one was in 2019 when Freddie Ljungberg was the manager briefly. That little brief spell between Emery and Arteta where Brighton did win 2-1. They'd only scored 4 goals away at Arsenal in history before today, and they've just got a third of that in today to take their tally up to 6. But anyway, we are now into the final 9 minutes at the Emirates. Desperately poor from Arsenal, really. Ben White now inside the centre circle, plays it square to Gabriel. This team looks a million miles away from being a top 4 team, a team that can compete in the Champions League. Absolutely miles away. Not just today, but to be fair, through most of the season. Danny Welbeck now looking to add more misery, and he's just fouled there by Sambi Lokonga, who is probably going to get himself a yellow card, and in fact he does get himself a yellow card for that rather wild lunge at Danny Welbeck. So he's going to be a free kick to Brighton. That was good play from Danny Welbeck, actually, and that's a terrible foul from Sambi Lokonga. Kevin said there, hearing a chance, you don't know what you're doing. I think that's probably aimed at a referee, probably, rather than Arteta. But it could easily be Arteta. Mark C says there, Our lack of squad depth showing, not enough options to make game-changing decisions. Well, no, we don't. And even when we have had options previously, Arteta isn't able to make those game-changing changes because he's never managed to do it, has he? Will Ray Sports says Lacazette plays like an attacking midfielder sometimes, gets so isolated up front, drops deep a lot. That was a free kick from Brighton, which Aaron Ramsdale has just come out and grabbed there. Terry says there, Arteta sexuals voted we would at least get 27 points out of 30, 2 games, 2 losses, great start. Perhaps they'll start believing we ain't that good under Arteta. They'll just blame the injuries. They'll blame the squad. They won't blame Arteta for being a coach and not a manager, a coach that can't make in-game changes. And yeah, the squad at the minute is absolutely shocking in terms of depth. But ultimately, we had more depth earlier in the season, and it didn't really make a lot of difference, did it? Anyway, we are now into the final 8 minutes here at the Emirates as we are moving towards what is probably going to be another really, really damaging defeat, a 10th league defeat in 30 games for Arsenal this season. Not really anywhere near good enough, is it, for a team that hopes to try to be in the top 4. Mark says there, at least there'll be 8 minutes of added time. I'm not sure it'll be 8 minutes. There might be 5 or 6. We just had an opportunity there. Bukayo Saka, good tackle again from Lewis Dunk as Nicolas Pepe was coming in to try to get on the end of something. Terry says they're 1 shot on target in 81 minutes. That's a winning formula. Yeah, well, I mean, that's pretty much sums it up. Mark C says they're Brighton players soaking up the time wasting. Yeah, they are. There's another one gone down now. There's going to be some more stoppages. Maybe it will end up being 8 minutes. Who knows? Kevin says there, just made me laugh. As soon as keeper saw the ball clear, then holds his head. Dramatic action at his belly. It is a keeper that's gone down, Sanchez. He's getting some treatment now, but I think we're all pretty much 100% guaranteed he's going to be fine. And he'll be back on his feet again in a minute, playing on. But yeah, he's going to add to the injury time. There will maybe be 6 minutes, perhaps. We'll see. Very, very frustrating from Arsenal today. Really, really poor again. And we don't seem to be able to deal with a defeat, do we? We can't bounce back. Many fans are now leaving, actually, as well. Had enough. There's still, 7 minutes to play? 6 minutes to play, sorry, plus stoppage time, of course. And it is 2-0 to Brighton. I say it closing in on only their second ever win away at Arsenal. Trossard is now going to go off. Leandro Trossard score of that first goal. Seems a long time ago, doesn't it? It was a good finish from the Belgium there, actually. A really good finish, which gave Brighton the lead. They've got 2 good goals. Robert says there, I'd love to have Trossard in our team. Yeah, but where would he fit in, really? The position that he plays is sort of Martinelli, Smith Rowe territory, isn't it? They brought another defender anyway, Brighton, Webster. Adam Webster has come on to just shore up the play in these last 5 minutes. I also got a throw on this near side taken to Gabriel, goes square to Cedric Suarez, plays out to that far side to Nicolas Pepe, who's actually done not too bad since he's come on, but Cucurella's all over him there and forced us wide. It's Gabriel now. Plays it square to Sambi Lokonga, who's tried a shot from distance. Oh, that was close, actually, from Sambi Lokonga. Just wide there, looking for his first Arsenal goal as we move down in towards the last 5 minutes. A good effort that was, actually. Lovely little bit of play just before that. Great shot, actually. Did he just get a different... Oh, that only just went wide, you know. Wow, that would have been a great goal. That would have been the 3rd great goal of this game. Just curled away from that near our far post. Kevin says there, the only good thing that's come out of this match is your honesty and great people typing in. No, I mean, I love the guys in the chat. You're great. It's great to share the game with you guys, actually, every game. Mark C says there, God, that was close. I thought Sambi had hit the target. Yeah, I did as well. Would have been a great goal, wouldn't it? But unfortunately, just bent wide. You can see lots and lots of empty seats now around the Emirates. Eddie Nketiah over on that far side. I don't think I mentioned his name since he came on. That cross from Cedric Suarez headed away by Veltman. Sambi Lokonga again falls to the edge of the box. The ball bobbling around. Brighton can't get it away. They do now. Lewis Dunk it was with that clearance. Gabriel plays it in to Granit Xhaka. Pings it across into the centre circle to Ben White. Over on that far side to Nicolas Pepe. Finds Martin Odegaard. Arsenal enjoying a spell of possession here But are we going to be able to get a shot on target or a goal out of this? That ball there from Gabriel's headed clear by Veltman. Now Lacazette on the edge of the penalty area tries to go through one challenge through McAllister it was, and it's going to be a free kick to Arsenal again on the edge of the box. A similar position to the previous one there. Lacazette tried to go through the Brighton midfield player there, McAllister, who just stood his ground, and it is a free kick. It was a foul. Now surely going to let Martin Odegaard take this one. So Odegaard is over this free kick this time. Surely they must let him take one. Surely they've got to. Nicolas Pepe's over it as well. We're into the last 2.5 minutes of normal time. There's going to be a chunk of stoppage time. Cedric's come back again. No, go away, Cedric. Don't be silly, mate. Go away. What are you even doing there? Let's have a look. Is it going to be Pepe? Is it going to be Odegaard? Odegaard didn't shoot the last one, did he? Is he going to shoot this time? Odegaard over the wall. He's hit the bar. And the follow-up's hit the bar. Oh, my God. How has that not gone in? It was the free kick from Odegaard hit the crossbar. The follow-up, I think it was Pepe. Hit the crossbar. Or was it Nketiah? Hit the crossbar. Wow. This is why Odegaard should have shot last time. This is why he should have taken the other free kicks. That's a fantastic free kick. Hits the bar. Eddie hits the bar. Oh, my goodness. How did that not go anyway? Odegaard from distance this time takes a deflection. Oh, my God, that's in. We have scored. It is 2-1. That is Odegaard. I don't know if they got a deflection or did it go straight in. Robert says there, what a goal. Kevin says there, what a strike. Sorry if I'm a bit early. What a strike. Come on. Indeed, it was a great goal. We have finally pulled one back. Is there enough time to get something from this game? We've played 88.5 minutes. Martin Odegaard with the goal. Finally, we have something to cheer. Did that get a deflection? Or if that didn't get a deflection, that is a hell of a strike. I don't think it did. That's a goal in the season contender. It might not mean an awful lot. In fact, no, it did get a deflection off. I think it might have been Danny Welbeck, actually, which looped it up and over the goalkeeper. What a great strike, though. And suddenly Arsenal looking a little bit more lively now as we head towards the last few minutes of this game. But that's a free kick there against Bukayo Saka. It is going to be a free kick to Brighton. Mark C says they took a little nick. It did there. Robert says they are dropping without a foul. Yeah, they are indeed. Jenna says, Odegaard, yeah, great goal that was. Jenna said earlier we need a goal to stop the rot. Terry says, how much closer can we get to? And yeah, I mean, we just hit the woodwork twice there. In fact, it was Eddie Nketiah that committed the foul. It was him that actually hit the woodwork as well. 6 minutes of stoppage time, says Terry. Robert says Brighton are playing the referees so dumb. Well, they're just doing what they need to do to win the game. That's what they're doing. You can't blame them for that in the position that they're in. I didn't think that was a foul, but you know they're going to go down. They're going to make the most of it, aren't they? Are we going to get some real late drama? If you remember that goal against Wolves very late on to give us a win, are we going to get some late drama here to give us a draw, give us something from this game? That do we really deserve it? I'm not sure if we do, but we'll take it. Gabriel now plays the ball square to Ben White. There is going to be 6 minutes of stoppage time, as Terry said. We have played half a minute of that 6. Is that going to be enough for Arsenal to get the equaliser? Cucurella plays the ball up the line. Another Brighton player's gone down, but the ball goes through to Aaron Ramsdale. Referee's not having any of it now. It was Tariq Lamptey there. He's back on his feet again for Brighton, but Arsenal in possession. Played the ball in to Bukayo Saka, to Eddie Nketiah. He gets past Webster, actually. Good play from Eddie Nketiah on his near side. Just inside the penalty area, Eddie Nketiah. Can he pull the ball back? He can. Bukayo Saka inside the box. The shot's charged down, actually, by Brighton. He had 3 players closing him down as he got the ball. But again, Arsenal have won it back. Why couldn't we have shown this intensity a little bit earlier? Martin Odegaard, is he going to try a strike again from distance? No, he finds Granit Xhaka across towards the far post looking for Pepe. He heads it back in to the 6-yard box, straight into the arms of the grateful Robert Sanchez. Suddenly Arsenal looking as though we want to win this game, which has been sadly lacking for the majority of it, as that goal from Odegaard come too late. We'll have to wait and see. That's a long clearance there from Sanchez looking for Danny Welbeck. The ball just ran away from him. It's gone back to Aaron Ramsdale. We are now 1.5 minutes of the 6 into stoppage time. Gabriel coming forward now for Arsenal, plays it square to Ben White. Can Arsenal find a dramatic late goal here? There's a lot of empty seats, but at least the fans that have stayed are getting behind the team as we move deep into stoppage time. We've played 2 minutes now, 4 left to play. Saka on this near side. Plays it back to Sambi Lokonga. Dinks a ball to this near side to Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah coming forward now, cuts in from that left-hand side. He's going to try a shot. He can't quite manage to get the shot away. He's now crowded out, but does play it to that far side to Cedric Suarez. Pulls it back to Martin Odegaard, the goal scorer. Dinks the ball in towards the penalty spot. Lewis Dunk with a header, powerful header, but Sambi Lokonga picks it up. Plays the ball back into the penalty area towards Granit Xhaka. In fact, it's a good ball to Granit Xhaka over on this near side. Back to Bukayo Saka now to Sambi Lokonga. Is he going to try a shot? He does, but this one is straight at Robert Sanchez. And as Terry says there, 3 minutes to go. Will Rally Sports says there, come on, a draw would be all right. Well, a draw would be, in the circumstances, a draw would be fantastic, wouldn't it? When you think, well, how this game's gone. But anyway, Brighton now in possession. I don't know, they're not. It's a handball by Danny Welbeck. So it's going to be another free kick to Arsenal. We are into the last 3 minutes now of stoppage time. As Kevin says there, why can't we start like this? Exactly, why can't we? Mark C says there, Pepe mugged off the ball. Of course he's mugged off the ball because he's just not good enough. And it was Cucurella though. Now Martin Odegaard coming forward for Arsenal. Martin Odegaard plays it into Bukayo Saka on his near side, but the cross there wasn't good enough. In at the near post, straight into the grateful arms of goalkeeper Sanchez. Saka there couldn't quite get his foot around it, has to be said. Played the ball out there. Tried to get it across to the run of Eddie Nketiah. Couldn't quite get there. We're now 2.5 minutes away from the end of this game. It is still Arsenal 1, Brighton 2. It's been a dramatic final few minutes here. As Will Rally Sports says there, why can't we play the rest of the game like this? So annoying. Exactly. It seems like we needed to wait for the last 5 minutes to really step the tempo up. Ball playing into the box. Eddie with a header. Oh, it's a great save. Eddie Nketiah there with a header. Sanchez has saved it. And Terry says that, Eddie, indeed. He almost became the hero there. Great header. That's a great save from Robert Sanchez, the Brighton goalkeeper. We're in the 5th minute of stoppage time. A corner to Arsenal. Odegaard swings it in towards the end of the 6-yard box. Aaron Ramsdale's up. He nearly gets his head on it, actually, but he doesn't quite manage to. But we do keep it in on this near side. Bukayo Saka looking to try and get a cross in, is he? He's faced by a Brighton defender who's gone around the outside of Gross. He's into the byline. Saka to the far post. Header comes in from Lacazette. Cucurella's there, heads it behind. It was Gabriel, actually, sorry, with the header. And it's going to be another corner to Arsenal. We're into almost the last minute of stoppage time. What a dramatic finish it's been. But it still might be a fruitless finish for Arsenal. Odegaard with this corner. Brighton hanging on. Can they hang on any longer? Will Arsenal get the goal? It's played short towards the end. Nicholas Pepe plays it back to Odegaard and he's offside. Oh, that is just stupid, as Robert says there. Stupid idiots. A waste of a corner. It was a waste of a corner. It was Gabriel's header just before that. Cucurella chested it behind. I think the goalkeeper would probably have saved it, actually. But anyway, the corner came to nothing. And that may well have been our last chance. It was going in. Actually, the goalie may not have got there. That was a great block, actually, from Cucurella. Mark says there, Pepe, you complete mug. You played it right to Cedric in offside position. Kevin says, terrible corner to professional footballer. That's bad. That was terrible. Yeah, we're now into the last 20 seconds of stoppage time. Arsenal are in possession, but in the defensive area of the pitch. That long ball there going forward. Time is running out very, very quickly now for Arsenal. We're heading towards a second defeat of the week, just at the wrong time of the season. Cedric now facing his own goal, put under pressure there. And it's going to be a throw to Arsenal, but we have played the 6 minutes of stoppage time. It's just however much longer the referee is going to give us. In fact, there goes the full-time whistle. It has finished here at the Emirates. Arsenal 1, Brighton 2. Only the second time Brighton have ever won away at Arsenal in history. Martin Odegaard's fantastic goal came just too late. Robert says there, lost it. Terry says, another loss. Unlucky, Arteta. More BS coming. I wouldn't be surprised. Were we good enough to win that game? No, quite honestly, we wasn't. Should we have got a draw out of that game? Yes, possibly we could have done. If we'd shown that much intensity that we did in the last 5 minutes as we did in the previous 85, we may well have won the game, actually, but we didn't. And that's why we didn't deserve to win the game. Arteta's applauding the fans who have stayed. Graham Potter looks delighted. That's the first win for Brighton for a long, long time. And I say only their second ever win at Arsenal. Another young manager who knows what he's doing, able to coach a team to beat Arsenal. Patrick Vieira did the other day, and Graham Potter has just done it again. They've been a little bit of a bogey team to us over the years, Brighton, haven't they? And Graham Potter will be delighted with that performance from Arsenal. Robert says there, Brighton 2, Arsenal. It's not Arsenal reserves. This is all we've got. This is our team. This is our team, I'm afraid. Will Ray Sport says there, more Arteta excuses in interview coming. He's annoying Arteta sometimes. Well, he's annoying all the time, I think, personally. Rajendra says, hopefully this will carry forward next game. What you mean, the way we finished that game? Possibly. Will Ray Sport says there, should get Henry or Vieira. Definitely not Henry. Vieira's the man, isn't he? Let's face it, he's the man for the job. I think we all know that. And if we wait around, someone else will take Vieira, possibly Man City after when Pep leaves. If we don't get a move on, but I don't know. How Robert says there, that's exactly why I called them the reserve. Well, some of them should be reserves, but they're not, are they? Because it's all we've got. Poor management of the club and poor management of the team from the guy who's supposed to be a manager, who clearly isn't. And the top four now is it's not gone. Mathematically, of course, it's not gone. We are still level on points with Tottenham, but we have played the same games with them now. And of course, they've got the opportunity to go 3 points above us when they play later on this weekend. So, yeah, that was a terrible performance on the whole. Really, really was poor. Terry says that Uncle Pat's my choice. Well, Uncle Pat was my choice. Has been my choice for a while. Will Racewell says Vieira, great manager, did great at Nice in France, doing great at Palace. So he's doing fantastic at Palace. You saw the other night. And it's getting more to the point now where any young manager who knows their sorts can out tactic Arteta, because let's face it, it's not difficult, is it? You know what Arsenal are going to do. You know the bits to target. And if you do it anywhere near half decent, you've got a chance of getting a result. And that's happened again. Very, very poor. I'll run through the player ratings just quickly then. Aaron Ramsdale in goal. Couldn't really do a lot with the goals. He didn't have a lot to do, did he? Let's be honest. Didn't do a lot wrong, but didn't have a lot to do. So we can't really give him any more than a 6. Cedric, not great. A 4 for Cedric. Quite poor from him. I thought Ben White and Gabriel, the 2 centre-backs, okay. They did okay. They wasn't brilliant. They did okay. Maybe a 6 for each of them. Granit Xhaka seemed to be popping up all in different positions, didn't he? Maybe a 6 for Granit Xhaka. Samuel Okonga was good today. I thought he played well. I'm going to give him a 7. Decent performance from him. Martin Odegaard had moments, a great goal and a great free kick just before the goal. It hit the bar. He probably would have got a 5 or a 6, but I'm going to give him a 7 for those 2 moments towards the end. Smith Rowe, not his day today, a few injuries. Probably a 5 for Smith Rowe. Bukayo Saka again didn't really get into it, did he? Maybe a 6 for him. Lacazette didn't offer too much, did he? 6 for him. Martinelli, man of the match for me. He got taken off, didn't he? But he was great. Probably a 7 for him. The substitutes didn't really do a lot, did they? Let's be honest. Pepe, typical Pepe performance, maybe a 5 from him. Nketiah was unlucky, hitting the bar, had a good header. Actually didn't do too bad. Maybe a 7 for Eddie Nketiah. And who was the other sub that come on? Oh, nobody. 2 subs he made. Brilliant. So, yeah, that was that. We've had a few comments coming. Kevin says there, at the end of the season, we have to decide, are we a football team that has to go along with how football is run, or are we a money-making machine for our owner? Well, yeah, that is a question, isn't it? How do we want to be a serious club? To me, if we want to be a serious club, we get a serious manager in, we put some serious investment in, and we go forward. Otherwise, we're just going to tread water the way things are currently. Robert says, come on, Rich, with that team, it'll be a while before they get their heads back in the game. That game was a reserve game, not for, well, we didn't play like it. We should have played like first team game. Regenda says that was a problem with the Crystal Palace game. We should have at least scored a goal, even if we lost 3-1, because that means we're better for the next game. Well, yeah, but the performance overall is not good enough. Robert says, speak later, mate. So I'm going to see you later, mate. Thanks for tuning in. I understand your frustrations. We all feel the same. Regeneral says, Lokonga, it looks like a good balance. But no, I thought he had a good game, Lokonga. Him and Martinelli were the only two players that came out of that game to me with any real credit. The rest of them were below par. Some of them had some moments, didn't they? Obviously, Erdogan had a great moment, that goal. But overall, it certainly wasn't anywhere near good enough for a team that wants to be in the top four. And, let's be honest, the top four at the start of the season, we were never good enough to really look like we were going to be challenging for the top four. We've took advantage of the fact that other teams have been really inconsistent, but we've been inconsistent as well, haven't we? I mean, this is our 10th Premier League defeat of the season. In what have we played, 31 games? So that we've lost nearly a third of our games. Not good enough. That's mid-table form, isn't it? Mid-table form. We're a little bit better than mid-table in terms of the league because other teams have been even worse. But I think we were always fighting for the top six. But I think we're definitely just fighting for the top six now. And if we don't get it, if we didn't even get the top six this season, Arteta's got to go, quite honestly. Even if we get the six, personally, I would sack him. It won't happen. I would sack him and get a proper manager in to take us into Europe next season. Regendra says, are we a money-making machine with $500,000 invested? When you can buy the club, you can then say these things. Well, I mean, I don't think we're making any money for the owners. I've got to be honest, I don't think we are. We're almost definitely not. Terry says, one good thing, Richard, at least us two can't put in our hair. No, that's very true. I've tried and there's none there. We need hair like Cucurella, actually. We'd be able to pull loads of it out then to give us something to take our minds off the football. Then we could, pull all our hair out if we had hair like him. They've just shown the two Brighton goals there. They were well-finished goals, actually, but not great defending from Arsenal. And then, of course, in fact, there were 3 good goals in this game. That's about the only thing you can say about it, actually. 3 good goals from, unfortunately, 2 of them were for Brighton. They said about that offside for that second goal. It wasn't. I don't think it was. Anyway, it doesn't matter now. It was given. And it has finished here at the Emirates very, very disappointingly for Arsenal. Arsenal 1, Brighton 2. Some late drama from Arsenal, but we wasn't quite able to give ourselves enough time to get anything from the game. Was that a save, actually, from that free kick from the goalkeeper? And then Odegaard's deflected shot, a great goal. It's a shame a goal of that quality hasn't actually meant anything in the end, but it hasn't done. Kevin says, who is out there for manager? I would go and get Brendan Rodgers. No, Vieira's the man. Vieira's the man that we want. Vieira, that's it. Just Vieira, just get him. That's done. Job done. Mark says, I knew we'd be up against it when I saw we switched Xhaka to left back. Exactly, yeah, because he's not going to give any faith in a young player that he's just killed his confidence and killed his career. Regeneral says that the best we can say that Conga is a good partner for Partey. I'd like to see Lokonga and Xhaka have a run together in midfield. Get Tavares in at left back and get Xhaka back in his proper position. And I'd like to see that, but anyway, it probably isn't going to happen, is it? And Terry says, pay the money and get Uncle Pat. Exactly. Patrick is the man that we should have. We should do it before it's too late, before someone else gets him. You can't tell me he wouldn't come to Arsenal, knock on his door. He's not going to say no, is he? Let's be honest. But I can't see it happening at the moment. I can't see it happening in the foreseeable future, unfortunately. They've actually given man of the match here on the stream I'm watching to Mwebhu, who did score that great goal and did create the first goal, to be fair. But for me, you can't look any further than Mark Cucurella. He was just brilliant for Brighton. But anyway, let's not to worry too much about that. None of the best players in that game played for Arsenal except for Martinelli, and he got taken off, of course, by a great manager who clearly knows what he's doing. So yeah, disappointingly today, it has finished at the Emirates. Arsenal 1, Brighton 2. So only the second time Brighton have ever won away at Arsenal in history. So that shows what a poor result and performance that was. The first half was very flat from Arsenal. We looked dangerous from a few set pieces, but not in open play. Brighton took the lead 28 minutes. It was a counter-attack in many ways. Lewis Dunk played the ball up that far side to Mbeumo. His cross just towards the penalty spot. No one had tracked the run of Trossard, and he smashed it into the top corner, make it 1-0 to Brighton. Maybe a little bit unfortunate just before half-time. We did have the ball in the net. Martinelli from a corner. Gabriel headed it back across the goal, and Martinelli scored from virtually on the goal line. Thought we'd equalised, but VAR eventually, after a 5-minute delay, disallowed it for offside. He probably was offside, actually, but ultimately that was frustrating. Second half, we came out a little bit more intense. We took the game to Brighton. We didn't really create too many opportunities apart from the odd dangerous moment from a set piece, but Brighton got the second goal midway through that second half. A good bit of play down the right-hand side. It was Said who got to the byline on the left-hand side, pulled the ball back to the edge of the penalty area, and a brilliant first-time finish from Iwepu to make it 2-0. Arsenal really didn't look like getting back in the game at that stage, you've got to be honest, but a late rally in the end, 5 minutes to go. We almost got a goal back, a free kick from Ødegaard, hit the underside of the crossbar. Eddie Nketiah's follow-up also hit the crossbar, but Brighton couldn't really get the ball away. Ødegaard, it came to about 30 yards out, took a swing at it, good hit. It got a deflection off Danny Welbeck, looped into the top corner, and suddenly we had something to fight for. We did throw everything at it in the last 5 minutes plus the stoppage time, but it was too late. We couldn't get a goal. The nearest we came was a head out from Eddie Nketiah, which produced a good save actually from Robert Sanchez to put it behind for a corner, but ultimately we've come up short again. I say 10 league defeats this season, and we've still got 8 games to play, so we've still got the chance to lose more. When you look at some of those fixtures that we've got, it's certainly not getting any easier, is it? Southampton, of course, is the next game the next week away, a place that we've always struggled at. But having said that, Chelsea just won their 4-0. In fact, no, they haven't. They won their 6-0. Well, Chelsea just won 6-0 away at Southampton, by the way. We do play Southampton next week, so there we go. The other results today, Everton beat Man United 1-0, and Leeds won 3-0 away at Watford. Well, they're in good form, aren't they, under their new manager? Of course, we've got to play Leeds as well at the Emirates, haven't we, later on this season? Mark says there, we really need Villa to do a job for us. Well, if we can't do a job for ourselves, why should we expect others to do a job for us? We need to just do our job, win our game. That's it. We haven't done that. We don't deserve any favours from anybody else. We had an opportunity to get 3 points today, to get back into the top 4 and put Tottenham under pressure. We didn't do it. We don't deserve Villa to do us any favours. You know, they've got their own game to play for, but Tottenham now, it's in their hands, isn't it? Especially as we've got to play them as well. Regenda says, why was Tavares not played? That is a real criticism, and I agree with you about him. Laka needed to be substituted. I mean, Tavares, to be honest, I don't know. Kevin says there, right, off to watch National. Brilliant show again, 10 out of 10. Yeah, thank you very much, mate. I appreciate your support. I'll speak to you again hopefully soon. Yeah, the Grand National's on, actually. I'll watch that as well in a minute. Mark C says there, just like the Palace game. Terry says, Richard, your voice is sounding like you need your Yorkie bar, mate. Yeah, I think I do, actually. I played football this morning as well, so that's probably why I'm probably a bit dehydrated. We drew 4-4, actually, against a team 2 divisions above us, so that was good. Mark C says, yeah, and a hot cup of tea. Yeah, that's what I'm just going to have now. I'm going to have a cup of tea and my Yorkie and watch the Grand National. So thanks to all you guys again in the chat. Brilliant. I love doing these watch-alongs with you guys. It's fantastic. You know, you're great company, great comments as well. It's fantastic, and I really enjoy your comments as well. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please give it a like as well before you leave. If you are new here, maybe there might be 1 or 2 of you. Please consider subscribing. We are close to 1,000 now. We want to get there before the end of the season if we can. So thanks everyone for watching. The next show I'll be doing will be the Tuesday clinic on Tuesday. We need a lot of therapy this week following the week we've had. So join me for that on Tuesday. Hopefully Melvin will be back on that as well. Adam and Dorsey, hopefully. See if anybody else we can get on the panel as well to dissect this game, look ahead to Southampton as well. And yeah, then of course we're back on Friday for the Arsenal women's show, looking into the FA Cup semi-final against Chelsea. That's a really big game in the for the women as well. Regenda says, great show. Play your drums. Come on, you Gunners. Indeed, yeah, we need to do that as well. Terry says, great show again, mate. Have a great weekend and see you soon, everyone in the chat. Yeah, see you soon, Terry. Thanks again for your comments today as well, for tuning in. Don't forget to like everyone, and if you are new, subscribe. I know most of you guys already have. So yeah, I'll be back on Tuesday, a Sunday off for me for a change. I'll be back Tuesday with the Tuesday clinic with the guys. And I say after that, no midweek games again. So probably be back on Friday for the Arsenal women's show. That's going to be good. Looking ahead to the FA Cup semi-final against Chelsea. So lots and lots to come on the channel. So please stay tuned. Thanks all you guys for watching. Another really disappointing Arsenal performance tonight. This afternoon, Dennis says bye. Yep, see you later, mate. Thanks for that. Terry says make sure you hit likes before you go. Yeah, please do. If you can, that would be much appreciated. It's free of charge, so why not just like it? Might help to cheer me up following that disastrous performance. So yeah, it's finished Arsenal 1, Brighton 2. Top 4 is still there mathematically. Is it still there in reality? I'm not sure. What do you think? Right, I will see you Tuesday for the Tuesday clinic. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's always tough, isn't it, when we've lost, to enjoy the weekend, but we'll try as best as we can. And I will speak to you guys on Tuesday, unless I can throw together another show in the meantime, but probably be Tuesday now. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Give it a like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you Tuesday. Come on, you Gunners. Disappointing today. Really disappointing again. We need to improve and do better. We need to get that top 6 minimum, don't we? Got to do it now. Come on. The pressure's on. Got to turn this around. 3 defeats in 4. It's not good enough, is it? Thanks for watching, guys. See you Tuesday. Take it easy.